sandwich, so get your choice of meat and 3
Mute
sides.
the race
all
volume
for
for a minute. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Another watch party here. This should be a fun one. Darlington. Looks like the tire wear is going to be a big concern. A lot of drivers have been complaining about it. Crews have been complaining about it. Darlington's already a fantastic race as it is. One of my favorites on the schedule. Always has been for many, many, many years. And if we get a race with a high amount of tire wear, a lot of pit stops, a lot of strategy, this could be an interesting race, guys. This could be a really interesting race. I'm excited to bring it to you guys here, watch party wise. It's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna hang out for the next couple hours. We're gonna have a good time. No watch party yesterday. I was out of town, unable to stream. So, thanks for being patient, coming in and joining us here on this fantastic Sunday, race day Sunday. Do you watch the finish of the 12-hour Sebring? Yes, I watched the finish of it. I did not get to watch the bulk of the race. I was out of town, unfortunately. So, I will try to get the 60-second highlight short out on the channel here after this stream. I got some catching up to do. But it was a good opportunity for me to get out of town for a day. So, we're back today, though. We're back today. I don't know if Tom's going to be joining or not. I haven't heard from him today. But if not, I'll be here hanging out, watching some races with you guys. Should be a lot of fun. I do need to catch up on the full race of Sebring. I'll have to start watching some of that throughout the next day or so. I did watch the first couple hours of the race. I missed the middle part of it, but I did watch the last couple hours. So it was a good race. I enjoyed it. Sebring is amazing. I wanted to do a watch party for it so bad, but didn't make it. Leg. L-E-G. Oh, lag? Yeah, it is lagging a little bit. I've got to refresh the screen. We'll get it going here. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. I put up a poll of who's the worst broadcaster on the Fox booth. So let me know. Let me know if it's Mike Biden Joy, Mr. Stuff and Things Kevin Harvick, or Emo Clint Boyer. We're gonna refresh my stream or my YouTube TV. Just make sure it's all kosher here so it's not lagging super bad. I don't know if I'm lagging. If my stream's lagging, I'll have to check that here. We'll see. We'll see. We'll check this out if I'm still lagging or not. No, it doesn't appear like I'm lagging, so it's just the stream itself. So, alrighty. We'll get this all figured out, sorted out. The YouTube watch. Oh, the YouTube watch is actually lagging. Let me see. I'm pulled it up here on my second screen. It looks like I'm not lagging too bad. Could just be the YouTube TV, the actual race broadcast. So just got to refresh the screen, get it back to normal here. Oh, it's because it's not live. If it doesn't say live, it'll start lagging. Get this here in a second. We'll get it working here in a second, boys. We'll get you going. If it keeps doing that, I might just have to mute it, so we should be fine. I think I just need to make it full screen and just ignore it. I just gotta get the volume right here because it's way too loud. Let's see. I'm gonna quit till Tom gets here. I'm gonna quit streaming it through Discord. That should help a lot with it too. That should help a lot with it. Should be fine now, hopefully. All right. Let me know if it's all right there. I think we should be good. We're getting ready to race here at Darlington. Tyler Reddick on pole. I may create a post here in a little bit for race winners. I just want to know who everybody thinks is the worst broadcaster. Because I think it's a toss-up. I mean, it's what flavor of smooth brain do you want? Let's get the volume turned down on this a little bit. It's blaring my ears out a little bit. Okay, go back live. All right, there we go. We should be good now. We should be Gucci now, boys. We'll get it all figured out here. I think Tyler Reddick's going to win this race. Qualified on pole. He's due to win here at Darlington, at least at some point soon. Yeah, what did they do to the rear diffuser? Fuck, finally we get a smaller rear diffuser. This is gonna be like an old school Darlington race, boys. Frickin' diffusers just cut down to nothing. No spoiler on the fucker. We got soft tires, hot day, more horsepower. This is gonna be a frickin' wild race, boys. I'm actually super excited for this. I think this might be the best race of the year, minus Coda. We're gonna find out. Old DW. I feel like they were listening to us, NASCAR on Fox, because we were talking about bringing DW back, and here they do it. Here he is. He's back in the booth. Oh, I'm so glad DW's in the freaking booth, man. It just makes me soft and squishy inside, dude. DW's got a stain on his shirt, dude. He looks like a geriatrics, man. Yes! We're gonna get a boogity boogity boogity, boys. Hell yeah, D-dubs. Got another boogity boogity boogity. And then he's gone. Out of the booth. What, just did the boogity and he was gone. I don't know if he's doing go-kart racing, you bunch of hot dogs. Yeah, go-kart racing, you bunch of hot dogs. Yeah, no doubt, dude. Yeah, dude. DW had some of the craziest like boogity boogities, bro. Like his compilation on YouTube is freaking hilarious, bro. He's my favorite is either the Darlington one where him and Larry Mack are like, man, these cars are driving terrible, and then he's like, nah, they're driving good. And then the other one is the All-Star race with Hamlin and Busch. I think it was like 2010 or maybe 2011, and Denny Hamlin kind of throws a little bit of a block or shade block on Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch gets in the wall, and DW's like, oh, he put him in a wall. He put him in a wall. Oh man. Or the Talladega wreck in like 2002 or 2003 where he's like, oh, row. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. Yeah, he's a legend, dude. DW is the legend. So we got Reddick, Wallace, Larson, Keselowski, Busher, your continued top 5. Osama bin Suarez in 9th. KFB is in 10th. Or 11th now. Hamlin's in... No, I don't know what the hell the positions are. This is all got me all fucked up. What the fuck was that, Mike Joy? That jump scare. Whoa! Another Mike Joy jump scare, dude. I swear to you, Mike Biden Joy, dude. Why would they tell him to turn his AC and stuff down? He's leading the race. We don't need more power, bud. Can't be still running top 10. Whoa! Priest went dead sideways. What a save. God, he throttled out of it too. That was impressive, bud. That was impressive. Get back to live. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Don't know why it keeps doing that, but we're 10 laps in. Are we going to get our commercial break that we get every 10 laps like normal Fox? All right, we're probably gonna mute the. Oh, I got race volume muted anyway. I'll unmute that here in a second, boys. We're gonna be on commercial break, so I don't want you guys to have to listen to all the freaking Chevrolet commercials and all the Toyota commercials and the Ozempic and whatever other stupid pharmaceutical commercial they want to throw at us. Yeah, we got a Goodyear commercial. Hey, we made at least 11 last for a commercial this week. Can't beat that. NASCAR and their commercials every 10 freaking laps. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a video on our channel. For a podcast clip from Tuesday. Where we basically berated Fox. If you guys haven't seen it, go give it a watch. It's a good watch. Me and Tom kind of get uncorked there a little bit. We go a little off the cuff and get on our soapboxes and crash out a little bit about NASCAR and Fox, but it was warranted. I mean, you can't tell me the product that Fox puts on TV for NASCAR coverage is worth anything of substance and value. It is absolutely miserable to watch these races. Hence the poll that I put on the broadcast or on the watch party. Who is the worst broadcaster in the booth right now for Fox? So let me know, guys. I'm curious. I want to know what you guys think. Who is the worst broadcaster on Fox? I feel like it's kind of like picking between Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Tweedledummer. You know, who is the worst? That's the problem. Looks like Keselowski's got a pretty good car. He's working over Larson here for third. What's going to make this race interesting, guys, is when we get to that first pit stop sequence and seeing if people are going to try and make it on 2 stops here or if they're going to try 3 stops. And that's going to change this race completely. You're going to have guys flying as Keselowski makes the pass on Hung Money.
Baseball night on Fox. Reigning MVP Aaron Judge leads the Yanks against the Giants, or Bobby Witt Jr. and the Royals take on the Braves. Baseball night in America returns Saturday, 7 Eastern on Fox. Check local listings.
Mike, one thing I've noticed about these, the drivers particularly, but the cars more or less.
Where's Zilly running? Where's SVG running? That's what I'm curious about.
Not a lot of room in there for the air to move around, and so you have to really, you got to really take care of yourself and your body.
Glad you said that. Well, we already had our pole sitter, the leader of the race, Tyler Reddick. He's having trouble with the power on his car. Had to turn off the AC and all that stuff. I know you did.
Zillich is 29th.
You guys stay cool.
Tough.
Chastain's 25th.
Well, you didn't have the right side
And
with
Glizzy's
all these
33rd.
tracks,
Man,
and
this
you did that win
Trackhouse
window.
team, man.
And you weren't as worried about aerodynamics, were you, that you had to have the car?
They got 3 of the best drivers you could possibly get, and they can't even put a car on the track that's worth a shit, bro.
And these fellas will slow down too. There's going to be
Like,
quite
you've
a bit
gotta
of
be
fall off
joking.
as we go through
This is
first
absolutely
long
pathetic.
tire run.
Let me tell. Let's hear this audio from Reddick here.
That's we're slow. Oh, no light on the alternator. It is off. Constant off. It's maintained 12.7 here. That's not dipped. Okay, very good. Very good.
All right, 12.7 volts.
That's pretty
enough.
good. Yeah, well,
good.
I think that's okay for a while, and I think that these batteries will last for a while with everything off. But
Dude, Reddick's opening up a gap. He's got like a 2-second gap over Wallace. Keselowski's 3.6 back. Larson's fading a little bit. Buscher's closing in on Larson now.
So Tyler Reddick has
KFB still holding the top 10 down, doing his thing.
Marcus with wave the green flag today. A lot of the NASCAR alumni, past champions and stars are here.
Mike, I'm here.
And DW's still here.
Is of course here.
Guys, I tell you who else is here, and he's making his way all the way to the back. Had to go to the back to replace the toe link that we bent, Kevin, in
His second one.
qualifying, and we're already up 8 positions. Hocevar moving up through the field.
Now he had to start in the back because he got into the wall yesterday, and they had to replace a right front upper control arm. And when you do that, you forfeit your starting spot.
Well, they all better get going back there because Reddick has clean track and he is running them down really quick.
Zilly's car is handling like dog shit. I could see it back there.
We're 20 laps in, Kevin, and as we see, the pace has already slowed down about 2.25 seconds. One thing I
Jesus,
watched Tyler Reddick
2.25
do for
seconds.
about the last 8 to 10 laps.
God, this is
He's
gonna
a
be a
little
banger
smoother
race,
with the
man.
throttle, but he's not being able to go wide open with the throttle. He's only going about 80 to 90%, where obviously I'm going up against right now watching Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson. They don't stay 100% long because they can't, but he's not really going wide open throttle.
Yeah, and that's where he beat them in practice. Whether it was a short run or a long run, he was beating those guys in practice through turns 1 and 2. His car was a little bit freer, but he would keep that car loaded up with partial throttle, where everybody else would.
That's a lot of off throttle time right now.
He's holding that partial throttle all the way to the exit of the corner and just taking
And a lot
that
of
partial
brake.
throttle mid-corner speed.
Now, in these 23 laps we've run, lap times have slowed about 2 seconds from the fastest lap of the day so far. Chase Briscoe started 23rd, won here in the fall. He's picked up 5 spots. They're trying to climb out of a point standings hole, and we listened
This
to
is
their team meeting.
This is gonna be a wild race. If they've got this much off throttle time, that much, like the leader Reddick, who's probably got the fast car on track, we would never know it because we don't have lap times, and I don't have them pulled up. But he's got so much brake and so much off throttle time. It's wild.
Decent car in practice, and obviously we plugged it in the fence in qualifying, which wasn't ideal. So just got to have a smooth day and get ourselves where we need to be in points. So you know, I know we were really good on pit road here last year, so if we can repeat that, you know, we'll be in good shape. So all right, let's have a good day. Cheers.
Cheers, Joe.
Crew chief James Small was talking about strategy and trying to gain track position, maybe get some points during the stages. And he says, boy, in this point system, he told our Bob Pockris, they need points, but trying to do that is more risky than it's been in the past.
We're riding along with Toyota on board here with Chase Briscoe, and he's moving up through the field in a good way.
Yeah,
And I
Briscoe's
like
up
how
to
he's doing
18th.
it, Kevin. Hug on the bottom,
Down into
going
turn
where
1,
they're
you're not gonna be able to go
That
side by
car's
side
pretty
there, but
fast.
Briscoe's gonna do it anyway.
Car.
Oh, tight there! Contact! Dylan into the wall.
He and Austin Dillon, but
Just a little
expect this
bit.
19 car to contend before the end of the
Oh
day.
my
He's had a little
goodness.
trouble, as you heard his crew chief say, plugged it in the fence there in qualifying.
And Dylan's gonna come right back at him in 3 and 4. And we're going right to commercial. We get a battle on track. Let's go to commercial. Let's not even acknowledge that we're battling side by side. Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, Mike Biden, these guys are a bunch of clowns. These guys stink.
Now with the Ram Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our
They're over here battling side by side. We're door banging off the freaking outside wall, and they're over here talking like we're at a dentist office, bro, at the freaking library. What are we doing? And then we're going to commercial.
Purchase this
This is-
2026 Ram
this
1500
is
Laramie and get
pathetic.
0% financing for 60 months.
Absolutely
Or get 2.9%
pathetic, man.
financing for 72 months, plus $4,500 total bonus cash allowance.
I don't get it, man. Let me mute this commercial. Too much music. It's gonna screw me over. Whoa, Bell got really tight there. Getting a shove from behind by his teammate Gibbs. McDowell's to the inside. This is some great racing, boys. Look at this. Oh, McDowell getting tied off a 4. Can't keep the quarter panel there. Here comes Gillen now into turn number 1. Can't make this happen. Side by side into 1 is risky as hell. Gillen's going to maybe lay on the cautious side. No, he's going to keep in it. McDowell gets tight. Gillen goes by. Some great racing, boys. What a race. Blaney's hounded Busher. That'd be for the 5th position. Handling is a issue today. These cars are driving terrible right now. Nah, they're driving good. Oh, man. No, these cars are driving like a handful. Keselowski closing up onto Bubba Wallace now for P2. This might be a Keselowski race today, boys. Kane and all. Glizzy's 31st, Zilly's 29th. Not good. Not good at all. Allgaier and Barrier are battling. As Reddick is now moving through lap traffic. Just lap Ty Dillon. Damn. Well, if we're going to get a 3-stop strategy or a 2-stop strategy here, we're going to see that soon. Yeah, Jones up to 15th. We said it on the podcast, man. He's a 2-time Darlington winner, man. 2-time Southern 500 winner. So, He's going to be a threat. Oh, it's going to get tight. Look at the Lagooner going to go a lap down. Lagooner, he's running. That was gross. Excuse me. The Lagooner's going to go a lap down, running 34th, dude. It's the Lagooner. I'm glad DW's in the booth, man. Just feels right in the world. I think my chair's sagged. I need to lift this up. There we go. Let's get up here. Let's enjoy this. There's some good racing. I'm liking this a lot. It's hard to really mess up Darlington, no matter what kind of car we bring here. McDowell battling back to the inside of Gillen. Into turn one. Not a good spot. Oh, it's going to get tight there. Gillen sideways. Gotta have tires. Larry Mack and DW spitting back at each other, dude. This is nostalgic as fuck. Get Boyer, get fucking Harvick out of the booth. All right, we're getting some stops. This has got to set you up for the two-stop strategy here. I don't know. Reddick's car's handling pretty good, but I don't know how long you want to wait. Keselowski's in. I feel like Reddick's got to match Keselowski here. I feel like that's the battle. For the lead, at least. Oh, goodness gracious. Reddick trying to go through some lap traffic here. He's got Allgaier right behind him, just hounding him on them fresher tires. Reddick still is not pitting yet. That means he's gonna do the one stopper here. Reddick is just laying down some heaters, man. Reddick's still not pitting, dude. This is wild, guys. Blaney's gonna get back on the lead lap here. Looks like Blaney is the lead of the pit strategy. They're splitting it directly in half, is Reddick. Whoa! He's pitting. Keselowski didn't realize it. That's going to really affect Reddick. He's got Zilly and SVG and Hosen in front of him. Reddick's definitely going to lose the lead here, but he's going to have pressure tires. He should be able to run Blaney down as Blaney's going to go to the lead. Oh, Keselowski's going by Blaney for the lead. Keselowski got him. BK. This is such a great track, man. Darlington's just amazing. It's BK, man. Oh, I never unmuted the race volume. That's my bad, boys. Try to keep it muted for the commercials. Nobody wants to hear all the Zipic commercials and shit. Dude, relatively, we only have 22 cars in the lead lap, dude. This is going to be a long day for them boys in the back. It's going to change because I think that Keselowski and Blaney are on a two stopper, and I think Reddick's on the one stopper. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that nets out at the end of the stage. Especially with Reddick having a slower pit stop there. Ride the Dante. Ride the Dante. Reddick's in 7th, 12.47 behind the leader on the fresher tires. We'll see how fast he can close that gap. As we have 22 cars relatively on the lead lap right now. Keselowski, Blaney, Wallace, Larson, Busher, Cindric, Reddick, Elliott is your top 8. As Bubba went on the 2-stop strategy with the rest of those boys. Different than his teammate Reddick. All right, let's unmute the race, or let's the race
if you're
volume
missing
on.
football, we've got the cure. The United Football League has returned with a new season of pro football in the spring. UFL kickoff weekend starts this Friday, 8 Eastern, and continues Saturday at 4 on Fox. Here at Darlington Raceway, 52 complete. Brad Keselowski is the race leader, and there is the sequence of where everyone was running prior to pit stops. After Tyler Reddick led the first 45 laps, he came to pit road, and Larry, it all came undone.
Yeah, I still believe they had the right strategy, but watch the right side right here. You see the right side tires are going on, and right there he's going to have to jack it back up because the right front lug nut is not on. The good thing is they acknowledge it, but that pit stop, 16.9 seconds. So now instead of maybe being right up there back battling for the lead, he's back in 6th. He's over 11 seconds behind the leader right now.
That's a long gap.
Another advantage to short pitting, as far as we run now, if the caution comes, even the guys that pitted late in that cycle, everybody's coming back to pit road for 4 tires.
Well, let's look at somebody who's been moving forward and doing quite a job of it. That would be Ty Gibbs, that white and blue Toyota.
Doesn't surprise me a bit, Kevin. Extremely fast when we were following along with all these Toyotas and the Gibbs cars, but that 54 car, Ty Gibbs, was extremely fast. Had trouble in qualifying. Mrs. Marks.
Whoa, barely gets by KFB.
Well, we thought he had the second best car yesterday in qualifying. He put himself deep in the field. Just take care of it. Don't stick the car in the fence. Don't take a chance that you don't need. Just use the speed for the car that the car has and make good clean passes, and he's done that.
And Ty Gibbs is on a roll. He's finished in the top 5 in the last 3 races.
And you keep putting yourself in the top 5, you're going to win. All 3 of these Gibbs cars right here.
That's all of them.
Yeah, well,
all 4 of them.
Briscoe is, he is definitely moving forward. As good as Ty Gibbs is doing, Chase Briscoe goes right by him right there. So this car is quick. Jamie?
And you guys mentioned Ty Gibbs. Yes, he had a good car yesterday.
Oh,
They did
Tom.
work on it, but in qualifying, he smacked the wall. Hated it for his team. He apologized to them.
I don't think Tom's going to make it. That's all right. No big deal. Still rocking and rolling. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. If you're enjoying the race, just leave a thumbs up. This is a damn good race. This is the second best race we've had all season. Behind Coda. It's a fantastic race.
Thanks, Jamie. For more on our pole sitter, Tyler Reddick, Larry.
Yeah, Mike, I actually thought about this when he was running part throttle, but I wasn't sure. But now I'm pretty sure because we're hearing it and seeing it over his radio. They have been talking to him about the voltage. Right now, 12.7. We figure it's going to be higher voltage when you're running less throttle, so as the run goes and you're using less throttle, the voltage should go up a little bit from less throttle to the electronic control unit. So there may be more method to the madness of the part throttle.
Well, you hear him working the throttle right there, and as this run goes, he's just going to partial throttle this thing more and more. But this is the end that he beats him on down here through 1 and 2. He's just so good. You hear his throttle. He holds a steady throttle, as you heard right there, instead of going all the way to wide open. A lot of guys will go partial throttle, rush a little bit of full throttle, back off to turn back down the hill. But Tyler has just had a little bit different strategy through turns 1 and 2, and it's made for good speed for his car.
Brad Keselowski, since the pit stop, has led the next 14 laps.
Can it be? It's been 64.
Can it be, he says.
You know where that
I don't know, bud.
Right here.
Right here at Darlington, that's right.
Well, we know that Brad is really good here, and we know that the RFK cars qualified better this weekend than they had. And we felt like that was what was holding Brad back, just not having that track position. And the other things that affects. It affects your pit stall selection, but the adjustments on your car that you make when you're racing in the front. If you're going to beat the guys at the front, you got to race with them all day to be able to keep up with the racetrack and the changes you need on your car.
This has been a big weekend for RFK. They honored Jack Roush at their headquarters earlier this week for his lifetime.
He's opened up a big gap over Blaney too, and Reddick really isn't closing in
are celebrating the life of Greg Biffle
on the fresher tires.
Darlington, a very special race for this team. A lot of motivation.
All right, let me mute these commercials. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I gotta get some water. Oh, I couldn't find my hydro flask, so that'll work. Kozlowski about a 3.25-second lead. Gibbs is fast, man. He's just got by Bell now. Where is Gibbs running? I'm not even seeing him. Oh, he's 15th. Okay. That makes sense. KFB is still 17th. Not very good. Chastain, 19th. 23 cars on the lead lap. Allgaier's the last one. Hanging on to the lead lap now. Feels like that's probably going to be the trend of the day. We're probably going to have 20 to 25 cars on the lead lap. Damn Arby's commercials, man. Proven legendary. Damn. Reddick's closing that gap a little bit, I guess. Got down to 6.2 now. .07. Reddick doing Reddick things right now, boys. They're going to need some better pit stops. I'm shocked some of these guys aren't coming in for a pit stop. I thought we were going to see 2 stoppers. Looks like we're not going to get 2 stop strategies. Blaney's closing that gap up to Keselowski. It's hot. Looks like everybody's going to stretch it to the end of the stage. Bubba just got passed by Larson. And never mind. Got passed right back. And here comes Reddick now. Reddick by Larson. Now Reddick trying to challenge Bubba for 3rd. We have like 13 laps to go on the stage, and guess what? We go straight to fucking commercial, dude. You gotta be kidding me. I'm just gonna unmute the race volume, dude. I keep forgetting to unmute that shit.
Chasing glory at 200 miles per
We'll just
hour.
leave it unmuted.
Defiantly unapologetic. Authentically NASCAR.
Haven't had a ton of commercials for cars.
Here's what we'll say about
Throughout.
the road to glory.
As I say that, here's a Ford commercial.
The name Ford is synonymous with desert racing. You gotta keep pushing. The desert's not gonna let up.
It sure isn't paved.
It's a challenge just to finish.
Arby's Meat in 3 Box includes your choice of classic roast beef or crispy chicken, and now you can also get the Big Crispy Fish Sandwich. So get your choice of meat and 3 sides, all for just $7.99.
Arby's, we have the meats. Ooh, that new Cologuard Plus test. 10 out of 10.
Now I detect 95% of colon cancers, similar to colonoscopy.
Somebody's been.
Whoa, Bubba almost into the wall. Right behind
all
Geyer.
The square jaw says, trust me.
And the free return label says, I'm going places.
We have 21 cars on the lead lap. Smith is going to be the next one to go a lap down.
It's the box that checks all the boxes for screening. False positive and negative results may occur, not for those at high risk. Ask your provider or request Cologuard Plus online.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks.
What's wrong with going in circles?
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Head for the mountains of Bush Light Beer.
Friday, it starts with a bang as the perennial powerhouse Birmingham Stallions touchdown take on the newcomer Louisville Kings with new teams and new rules.
The UFL is a testing lab for the future of football.
This is Football Reimagined. The UFL kickoff begins Friday and continues Saturday and Sunday on Fox and ESPN.
Since 1950, they've raced at Darlington Raceway. The fans love to come here, show off their throwback gear, meet up with some of the NASCAR alumni that are here for this weekend, and watch Brad Keselowski holding court here. He has led the last 37 laps.
Whoa, Keselowski a little loose there off the exit of 2. Trying to get by Zane Smith. Put him a lap down.
This would be Ryan Priest, the third of the RFK cars.
He's an Oscar Mayer Wiener machine.
Yeah, he was miserable yesterday. Wanted to drive his car backwards. He said it felt like he needed the back to do what the front, in the front to do what the back was doing. So definitely was a long practice day for Ryan Priest. But as they normally do, they just figure it out and get themselves in contention here in 11th.
And right with him is Riley Herbst having a really good day.
Riley's done a great job. We talk so much about the 2311 cars, but Riley in his second year now, coming to one of the toughest racetracks that we go to, but taking advantage of his teammates and his organization's speed today with a solid run so far.
Denny Hamlin, last week's winner, started 9th, and here he is in 13th.
Well, exactly what we expect to have him working himself forward in this field. We see his lap times right now way better than the cars behind him or in front of him. So
whoa, it is in the wall.
The wall right there, Clint. So still got a handful, even though his car's fast.
Now right behind him is Chase Briscoe, and Briscoe has picked up 9 positions since the green flag. Regan.
All the people that picked Denny Hamlin to win this race, man, they're looking dumb.
Small told me he thought they would be. He said, I don't think we're going to storm our way to the front, but if we could get 4 or 5 spots each time we put a set of tires on each run of the race, that's exactly what we need to do today.
I don't even think I'm live anymore. This is
just a little bit too tight, but it's
get back to live.
And with Eric Jones today.
Eric has just done a great job here. Every time he's ever been here, we mentioned
5 laps to go to the stage.
How well he does here. He's won.
Keselowski got a 1.5 second lead, 1.2 second lead over
Christopher Bell.
Blaney. Reddick is up the third, 2.2 back. His fresher tires did not work out for him. The bad pit stop cost him.
Started 26th. He is plus 10. Christopher Bell started 20th. He's plus 3.
I'm scratching my head a little bit with the Gibbs cars, and I'm going to take you to Bell next, like you were talking about. All of them running right there together, but not. You talk about a bingo card, Kevin. Not really on my bingo card of where they're running so far. Needing some adjustments. Caution's coming. We know the stage in. Probably going to hear some adjustments coming out of the Gibbs camp.
3 to go in the stage. And Brad Keselowski, who had earned a total of just 2 stage points so far this season, is out front. And what a turnaround, because Fords did not lead a single lap here last Labor Day.
Well, it's exactly what we talked about. He just needed to qualify better. Even last
Reddick
week
up to
in Las
second.
Vegas, he was able to work himself towards the front of the field by the end of the race. But
Seems
it's
like
all-
Reddick
it-
and
and
Keselowski
those
got the best
stage
two
points
cars. It's
reflect
going to be a battle
exactly
between them two
what you
boys.
just said. When you don't qualify good, you don't get stage points, and that's what they needed to do better. But even then, he's kept himself up in the points, and right now he would sit 5th in the points if it ended.
That's exactly right. I just looked over 5th in points with the 6-car Brad Keselowski. Much better start to this season than we had last year.
And his last lap was as fast as anybody on the track with the exception of Tyler Reddick. Cindric and Elliott 7th place. Being battled here. Byron holds down the last point paying spot as we come to the end of the stage. 19 cars on the lead lap.
Well, as Brad comes to the last lap of this stage, Kyle Busch right there, he's going to fight for his life to try to keep himself on the lead lap. And Tyler Reddick making up ground. Don't forget, he's got a lot fresher tires than these guys, but what a great first stage for Brad.
That's an 8th place starting position for Busch that he's fixing to go a lap down. Hard to believe. Not much time here in stage 1.
Here they come to the line.
God, Reddick's right there, too. A couple more laps, Reddick was going to get Keselowski.
Keselowski wins the stage.
20 cars on the lead lap at the end of stage 1. That's wild.
Brad, who's a 2-time winner here. What a nice rebound from last week for stage winner Brad Keselowski.
Don't let living with cancer define you.
Well, let's mute these now. Because now here comes the cancer commercials and the are you fat fuck commercials and all that bullshit. Let's see here, man. How's it going, says Baron? Hey, Baron. Nice to see you, man. It's going good, dude. We missed the watch party yesterday. I was out of town, so I'm back. So we're doing the Cup Series watch party. And it's been a great race so far, man. Darlington's one of my favorite tracks. I love Darlington. Doesn't matter what you do, you can't mess Darlington up. And we saw some interesting strategy. I thought we were going to see two-stop strategies, but we ended up getting like early pit stops, I guess, which kind of looked like we're going to get a two-stopper, but then they end up stretching all the way to the end, like a 50-something lap run. And then Reddick split it in half and maybe a lap or two more, and I think he would have got by Keselowski for the stage win, but didn't get it. Didn't get it, so I don't know. It's been a good race so far. I've enjoyed it, man. We'll see. We'll see how this progresses. Too bad he didn't do a watch party. I know. Oh yeah, 12 hours. Yeah, Sebring was good. I watched the beginning, the first couple hours, and I watched the last couple hours. I missed the entire middle section of the race, but it's all right. I wanted to do it, but I was out of town. I had other obligations to attend to, so it was not the plan, but that's all right. I'm going to try and get the 60-second clip up on the YouTube channel of the Sebring race after this. I'm going to also get the Cup Series as well, so
Do I want to keep doing this?
we'll definitely be talking about it on Tuesday on the podcast, because it was a good race.
Go on into the sunset.
Sports car race is always good, man. You never have a bad sports car race. I knew Porsche was going to win, so it didn't really shock me.
Fueled by Poet. Subscribe to Speed on Fox, on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you.
I haven't even went back and watched the highlights. I missed the whole middle part of the race. So I got to go back and rewatch some of that. Try to get it watched by
finishes coming
tomorrow.
into Darlington, and a big part of that success, of course, are these guys, the pit crew that includes his own cousin. Let's meet Team 54.
Over the ball game.
Tire changer, Ambassador Christian, football coach. Go Lions. Daniel Smith, rear changer, 60-plus Cup wins and 2 championships.
Nate McBeth, tire carrier, former linebacker at Holy Cross.
Braxton Brandon, Jackman, Mooresville, North Carolina. I love my family.
Ian Anderson, fueler. I'm a former offensive lineman at Ball State University. This is my 10th year in the sport.
Still don't understand why Porsche quit WEC. Well, they didn't quit WEC. They just didn't get invited to, because they're still with Joda in World Nerd Championship. But they didn't invite Penske back to Le Mans, so Penske said, fuck it.
They lifted the hood, checked and made sure that the belt,
which is bullshit, that they didn't give them an invite.
Was in good shape. It turned out it was. You'll see a thumbs up. And so now they're going to change and put a
we talked about that during the offseason.
In the car than the one that was in it.
They're changing batteries on Reddick's car.
From the right side window. Reddick is now back in the pits.
Yeah, his face is extremely red. He's been having issues with the voltage in the race car, which has got to be battery related. And so he's been racing without a cool suit and without the helmet blower and everything, so he's in trouble.
Yeah, and again, to Mike's point, they made sure the alternator belt had not come off. I wasn't sure about this strategy, but I think Kevin made a great point. Only 20 drivers on the lead lap. Let's do it early. Let's get it behind us because, to your point, we've got a fast race car. But remember, the Gen 7 car, the battery's over there inside the car beside the dry shaft tunnel. No longer is it in front of the left rear tire where you have to take the tire and wheel off and everything.
Well, I don't know what's going on there, but I know size matters, and that second battery was.
Oh God! Of course you would know size matters, Clint. You ain't got much size left to work for. You know, pole get motherfucker.
Coming into Darlington, a combination of factors. With Christopher Bell's team up top. Now look at second and third there because that's going to be interesting on pit road. Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe both lost their pit selection because of failing inspection.
All right, here we go. Here comes the rest of the field for pit stops. End of stage 2, start of stage, or end of stage 1, start of stage 2.
Side by side in the midst of a lot of traffic there.
I did get to watch a little bit of the Xfinity race yesterday as well. I watched really just watched the last stage. First 2 stages Larson dominated, I know that. And then I watched the last of the final stage. Then that final caution came out. Oh, hung money. Pit crew fucked him up. Oh, Wallace had issues on pit. Bubba had issues.
Hey guys, look at Blaney's got trouble. Yeah,
Blaney's got trouble too.
To get a lug tight. Sure did.
Again?
Had to stop to get that lug tight.
How many times for Blaney?
Had trouble. Also, Kyle Busch is still.
They need to fire that pit crew and restart every week.
Kyle Larson beats Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski off pit road in the first caution flag stop of the day.
This is ridiculous, man. What is happening to Blaney, bro? That crew is dog water. They need to figure something out. They lose more positions on pit road than any other team in the series, man. I swear. I had to mute this commercial, man. I'm telling you. Whoa. Too many damn freaking pharmaceutical company commercials, man. I swear. Next Sunday, Barber for IndyCar. Usually Barber's a race right before the 8,500. So I like the way they adjusted the schedule this year. Because I think Barber should be in the month of March. Or even at the early April. But I think the entire month of May should be dedicated to Indianapolis. So I like the way they re-edited the schedule. I found a stream from England where they don't air commercials, lol. Nice! I wish we had that. Greedy ass America, man. We gotta keep having all these commercials. We gotta keep paying for all this shit. Might have to get a VPN so I can get on that English stream. More car commercials, man. How many people are buying a brand new Ford or a Chevy or a Dodge truck after watching a NASCAR race? I don't think very many people. So without the commercials with the English stream, did they just do like the what do they call it? The static cams or whatever? It's not exactly the most legal of sources, by the way. Hey, those are the best sources. Where the hell are Myers and McMurray at? Oh, let me unmute the race volume.
Accountants, but it's 88 degrees and it feels like 105 or a lot more. And how about the guy who sat on the pole is sitting in a hot car right now?
Yeah, super sympathetic to Tyler Reddick, who hasn't run the air conditioning.
They just show it the same way. The crew keeps filming pit stops and action on track. Yeah, that's what I figured. So kind of like how when like NASCAR posts the live streams after the fact, they take the commercials out and they just have like static cams. That makes sense. I don't know why we can't get that. We were like, what, 12 laps away from the end of the stage one. In stage one. It's just, it's real ridiculous, man. We had DW in the booth. That was freaking awesome, dude. They listened to us. Me and Tom were talking about that last week, and then what do? They bring freaking DW into the booth.
We had North Dakota, New York, Maryland, and from 15 different countries that come to cheer on their favorite drivers.
It's awesome here, Chris. They really, the town really embraces the racetrack and has here since 1950. Well, a couple issues on pit road.
Yeah, Darlington's badass. I've been by there several times, and it's like out in the middle of nowhere, dude. It's this tiny little town. You're just driving down the highway, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Darlington. On like this remote highway. Out in the middle of absolute nowhere.
So Blaney will leave his pit, sense the issue, and pull into another pit down the road to get that tightened, which will give him a restart at the back of the line.
And that's the third loose wheel that he's had in the last 2 weeks.
I can't believe this with Blaney's crew. The fact they haven't fired everybody yet is just ridiculous to me.
Pull into another stall right here. His teammate Austin Cindric, as soon as he left, all right, I'm going to pull.
What state is it? It's in South Carolina. It's in between Charlotte and Myrtle Beach, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
What do you think his radio is saying right now?
I don't know any.
It's pretty crazy because you see a sign that says like Darlington at this point or whatever, and then you don't really realize it, and then you just start driving down the highway, nothing out there, and then boom, you look to the right, and then boom, giant freaking track, huge. It's pretty cool.
Blaney will
It's really
restart
cool, actually.
Now Bubba Wallace also had trouble on his pit stop. And this is, watch the left front here.
Which kind of blows my mind how they get so many people in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you see that
because
right there, like hanging on for dear life, trying to tell him that hey,
there's not like a lot of hotels or anything around. So it's like, where did everybody stay? You know, if most people stay at like either Myrtle Beach or in Charlotte. Wait, did another pit crew tighten the wheel for Blaney? Yep. Again, Blaney's pit crew is terrible. Every race they lose more spots. They've lost more spots on pit road this year than any other team. Every week. They need to just fire everybody and restart, dude. Like, it is bad.
Well, he's in the back anyways.
Well, those guys that had that trouble are going to have to start in a very.
That's why I can't win races, man.
As far as track position goes.
It's always having to pass like everybody in the field. Look like the number 2 crew tighten the rear wheel. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I know. I don't understand how that's not it. Like, address the problem. Fucking get the lug nuts tight. It's one lug nut. You don't see these issues in any other series.
We know how dangerous Kyle can be at this particular racetrack, but they have put themselves in a position to be the leader in that. But that's what you have to do here at Darlington. Keep yourself in the game. He who makes the least amount of mistakes is going to have a chance to win.
A lot of new faces in the top 10 now. Cindric, Suarez, Priest, Briscoe.
We're gonna see if how they split this up in this stage, because I feel like the one stop is basically what they're committed to. Just a matter of when you want to make that stop, early or late in the stage. But the fall off has been incredible. Whoa! Jones got sideways.
54 is going to take him by both, but you want to run as high as much as you can. Every time you run low, it is going to take some life out of those tires. You got to do what you got to do.
Jones gonna go by it. Chastain.
Track position and pass when you need to, but it definitely doesn't help.
Whoa!
Yeah, he was not clear right there, and Ross Chastain cut him no slack.
What a save by Jones.
It didn't happen. So close.
Now, Bubba Wallace with that issue on pit road because they backed up and tightened the nut in the pit stall. No penalty. He was allowed to restart there in 16th instead of having to go all the way to the back. Here's his radio.
Sorry, they're tight. They're tight there. We'll reset here. Yeah, give me about 50 parking laps. Do all we can in the car, but we're in the worst air we're ever going to have. So, the car is not good for that.
Yeah, and in that situation, they actually checked the lug nut and everything was tight. So they kind of misread that scenario. And look, guys, from a driver's standpoint, when you're up in leading the race or in those top 3 to 5 positions, and you have that track position and something.
I'm really impressed by the speed of RFK, man. Keselowski's been extremely quick. Buscher's been top 4 to 7 all day. Priest has now finally got himself into the top 10. It's been a great race. Look at 3 wide. Reddick's gonna have to try and move through some traffic here.
You said that. What a hornet's nest in front of him. Hocevar,
Kyle Busch,
and Zane Smith off of 2. Hocevar and Zane Smith, man, it was so close, right in the front windshield of Tyler Reddick.
And that's the risk when you get put to the back of the pack and you know, you get all these restarts and things that can happen so fast here at Darlington. It just your risk level goes up of getting your car torn up. But I still think they made the right.
He's got a lot of work to do to get to the front of this field, man. He's up back in the lap traffic group right now.
The next 200 laps, he still got the fastest car,
without a doubt.
Reddick was 33rd after the choose. Blaney was 34th on the restart. Now that's because they had to start behind the lapped cars. They're 19th and 20th with 21 cars on the lead lap. Watching from the Xfinity cam on board Reddick.
Well, hopefully they got the battery issue solved on Reddick, because if they don't, they did all of that for nothing.
And he did that back on lap 2.
See our leader Kyle Larson right there. Brad Keselowski running him down. You know, I think that the big question for Brad is going to be, okay, how does my car handle when I'm behind Kyle Larson? We think that Brad's car is better on the long run than Kyle Larson's when he's leading. How is it when he's behind Kyle Larson running second? So Larry?
Yeah, we know there were a lot of issues in pit road, but how did we end up with the top three that we've got right now? Kyle Larson, his pit stop was 10 seconds flat. Brad Keselowski, 11.8. That's how he lost.
Yeah, that's a bad stop by Keselowski. If that's the big of a difference it was. That'll cost him a win.
9.3. Wow. Ranked third overall after 5 races this year.
Well, he got a break. Now, he did not get to pick his pit, but the pit that was assigned to him was right in front of Timmy Hill's pit, and Timmy Hill is the first car out of the race, so he's got an empty stall there to pull in.
His saving grace is actually that Joey Logano is a lap down in front of Chase Elliott, and Chase Elliott can drive deep into his box and give him room to get out. So still not ideal, but it worked out probably best.
Briscoe, Gibbs, Osama racing here inside the top 10.
Coming to complete 20 laps in stage number 2.
And here's another commercial, boys.
Chevy ahead of
Gotta love it. Oh, Eric Jones, caution is out. Bubba Wallace, they might have made contact. Bubba Wallace flat side or flat spotted both those tires on the sidewalls. Looks like he made some significant outside contact. They're both battling around that 13th position. Not what you wanted to see for either of those guys who were running really fast. Oh, this Chevrolet commercial is killing me. Drive your Chevrolet. I don't want to hear this ever again, bro. This is the worst commercial. Absolutely awful. All right. I'll unmute the audio. Now we're back to the race.
Well, we're under caution. Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace was right there. It happened entering turn 3.
Well,
Look to the right of your screen.
Eric Jones
Whoa.
right is already sideways, and watch Denny move up. His driver, Bubba hits the wall. That's why you can't make mistakes, Kevin. Happens so many times in this.
Oh,
you get
man.
Behind, you get caught up in a wreck. Bubba
That was some freaking gnarly wrecks. That's some Toyota on Toyota crime.
Yeah, and for Denny, he got the right rear first, and it slapped that right front. We've heard Bubba talk about his steering wheel being off, so his toe is knocked out. It looked like Denny Hamlin got in there a little hot, got into the back of the 43 and turned him around.
Pit road is open, Jamie.
Well, that was a great replay because we don't know if he lost it on his own or if he got turned.
And he had it before the last stop as well. They think it might be brake related, but they said there's nothing they can do at this point. A 4-tire stop. Meanwhile, his teammate William Byron, the car's not responding a lot, but they're okay with it. Not a lot they can do. Good speed in the 24, Josh.
Well, for the 17 of Chris Buescher, you saw how great and quick that stop was last time. He's been getting that car better and better over the course of this run. 4 tires and fuel for the 17, Regan.
Brad Keselowski did a much nicer job on that previous long run of managing the right side tires. A little bit less cords showed this time. Obviously, a shorter run. They weren't as worried about it.
Oh, Keselowski's still struggling on pit road, man.
Kyle Larson.
Lost another spot on pit road. Something's got to change, man, because I was going to throw this race away. Head for the mountains. Hey, we got 50-50 split on the vote for Mike Bot Enjoy and Mr. Stuffin' Things. Good thing I'm tone deaf to them idiots, man. I really haven't heard them say really any stupid shit yet, but it's early. It'll change. And we're still doing something here with the Reddick car. Or maybe that's Bubba. They both look the same. It probably... Oh, it's Bubba. Yeah, I'm sure the toe got knocked out on that car. 100%. He hit that wall pretty freaking square there. That was a cool commercial for the O'Reillys.
Caution of the day in the Goodyear 400 at Darlington, South Carolina. Let's go back and have another look at this incident that involved Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, and you're going to see why Eric Jones spun out right here shortly.
Oh, Hamlin. No?
Oh, did you hear the car almost...
Me and my Marshall friends loved the NLS race yesterday. Max is so much fun at a beast, bro. Yeah, I saw that. Didn't he get disqualified? Because they used an extra set of tires that they weren't supposed to use. That's so unfortunate, man. Max is a badass.
Hear what the 11 of Denny Hamlin had to say about it.
I didn't get to watch it, but I've seen a lot of news about that race.
Yeah.
No, that was just the brake locking up.
That's right. He was way hard on the brakes trying to keep from running him over, and unfortunately got in the back of him. Tore up race car.
All right, Shane Van Gisbergen gets the free pass. He will restart 20th.
Yeah, they changed tires 8 times instead of the allowed 7. Yeah, that's kind of messed up, dude.
13 cars took the wave around.
I hate when they put tire restrictions on people. I feel like you should be able to piss many times you freaking want, man. But I guess rule's a rule.
It saved a lot of cars having trouble.
You gotta abide by him. But yeah, dude, Max put on a hell of a show. Max always does, man. He's a beast.
And Cody Ware -3. Ready to restart. Larson and Buscher, who had another great pit stop. Keselowski.
Better start for Keselowski on the bottom this time.
Max should switch to WEC or GT Racing. F1 is just not that great anymore with the Mario Kart power-ups. I don't know. I think the racing's good and fine. I think you should just get out F1 anyway. I mean, what else is there to accomplish there, man?
Those Fords going right back to the front.
Yeah, and Brad's car is really good.
I'd love to see him get an opportunity in a hypercar and race Le Mans. You know? Because if he ran the World Endurance Championship, he could go run in the GT, the NLS, and go run IMSA. Like, he could go run sports cars all over the world. You know what I mean? And they had way more off weekends. So he could go and race anything and everything.
This bunch was 3 wide off turn 2.
Yeah, I would love to see him run hypercars in the World Endurance Championship.
Yeah, and this is
get that 24-hour Le Mans victory. But he needs to sign a deal with Ferrari if he's going to do that.
The fact that they can split this thing up into short segments right here and pit early. So is that what they're thinking, Larry?
Well, I think the reason they went ahead and rolled the dice, Kevin, they only had 11 laps on their tires. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's not passionate about F1 anymore,
but I think they felt like
which is why he's doing these races. Yeah, I wouldn't be either. I mean,
including the wave round, you're going to have to go.
Those Red Bull cars are just not that good anyway. Like, if he was still up front winning all the time, I think his opinion would be different. But
they would pit about lap 150.
Well, if you make me run 60.
F1 is prestigious. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've enjoyed the races so far this year, but it's not like it's not as prestigious as it was. Like, sports car racing is on the rise and it's more fun. IndyCar is like on the rise, and I feel like a lot of F1 guys are going to start transitioning to the IndyCar side.
Yeah,
That's just the way I feel.
I think that there is definitely going to be some strategy as to when you.
Yeah, if I was Max, I'd run this year of F1 and then I'd retire.
So, you know,
it's not like he could never go back if he wanted to. Like somebody would bring him back in a heartbeat if he wanted to come back. But yeah, I think Max needs to finish out this year, and then I think he needs to hit World Endurance Championship, sign a deal with Ferrari for the hypercar, run that for a couple of years, try to get the 24-hour Le Mans, and then go run GT cars, GT3 cars on the side on all the off weekends. Go run like Bathurst, go run Sebring, go run Daytona, all the cool like international races. Like then obviously get to run the entire World Endurance Championship schedule. Then you can run GT World, you know. I think it'd be badass. And then when he does that for a few years, then transition over to IndyCar for a few years. Go learn how to do ovals and stuff. I think that'd be fun. The new regs need to be tweaked for F1. Guys, guys having to reduce throttle on the straight to charge the battery is not a great look. Well, they need to do what IndyCar does, or what sports car does with the energy power reserves. But the thing with F1 is they obviously put the fuel tanks in them big enough now where they don't have to do fuel stops. That was my biggest gripe with F1 originally. So the fact that we don't even do fuel stops anymore. And then if they did it like where sports car racing is, where they have to come in and re-energize the cars instead of doing it on track, that would be way better. Or do what IndyCar does. Like IndyCar has their hybrid system, but they aren't lifting down the straightaways. You know,
one of the downfalls of 2311 is the brake.
They do a lot of their regens under like the deep braking zones and stuff. That's when they do their recharging, not during straightaways. So I'm with you. I feel like, yeah, they need to adjust the regs in F1 for sure to fix the lifting on the straightaways. But I think F1's too stubborn, and they think they're better than everybody else, so they're not going to do what every other series in the world does.
You know, now we're talking about the brake pedal. So they just never.
I would love to see if they could get F1 to race more like IndyCar. I think F1 would be the best series again, but I'm with you. It's so weird to watch these guys lifting down the straightaways to harvest energy. So weird. But I can't complain. The racing's still been entertaining. So it's like, yeah, we do have some issues, but the racing's still good. So as long as the racing's decent, I'll watch it. The racing gets to a point where it's just unwatchable, I won't watch it.
That's the group that they are. I love the camaraderie, but
I'd probably still watch it, but I won't enjoy it as much. People ranted about the V6 DRS, etc. We still watch it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember when the ground effects came in and everybody bitched about the ground effects for the first year.
168 laps to go in Darlington, 60 to go in stage 2. Brad Keselowski.
I just think they need to transition to something closer to the IndyCar with Formula 1. Or even like a hypercar.
Chevy trucks are as capable
just my opinion.
As the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know.
Because we have great racing in World Endurance Championship and IMSA and IndyCar. And we got decent racing in F1, but we don't have, it's not like, it doesn't feel authentic, you know.
Maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think a lot of things will change by the end of the year. I think the car's so new and green, and I think other teams are going to figure stuff out, and I think strategies will change throughout the year as well. So I think the product will be decent as we continue on.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr.
It always seems whenever they bring new regulations in any sport or any motorsport, it always changes the racing a little bit, but then it gets to a point where they start to outsmart themselves to do different things, and it always gets better. They need to make the power system less complicated and more cost effective. No, never, dude. Never are they gonna make it more cost effective. I like your optimism, Baron, but they're cost effective and racing never align, dude. That's never gonna be a thing. They're gonna outspend themselves, dude. That's what they do.
Runs off Xfinity. The network
They'll always do it.
It's pretty cool.
Mercedes just good at adjusting to these new regs. 2014 vibes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't think so.
Well, and they dominated in the first year of the ground effects era too.
A whole new
And then
species of
obviously
Wi-Fi
Red Bull eventually
at the
took
same
over
price
and
for 5
dominated.
years.
Then McLaren figured it out at the end. But yeah, it does feel like 2014 again. Bubba is slow as hell. Ever since he got that damage. Ruined his race. And RFK is 1 through 3 right now. Can we just appreciate that for a minute?
One vacation.
What a job RFK has done to turn that program around. Keselowski coming in.
Slice so good, hit like boom. Papa John's, fill the room.
Fresh, never frozen, original dough made from 6 simple ingredients.
I still think Reddick and Blaney have some of the best cars, but Blaney's pit crew screwed him immensely, and then Reddick with the battery issues, and then the bad pit stop buried him into the back of the field. So this could be a pure RFK 1 through 3 today.
At 3:30 p.m. Eastern on the CW, followed by the Cup Series on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on
I like to see Priest win, man, just to see him get that first point win.
Hey, the Modified Tours in action Friday night at Martinsville. That'll be a great show as well. Here are your lap leaders, sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Brad's been out in front for 70 laps, Tyler for 45, and Kyle Larson for 16.
Max should have signed with them last year,
led a total of 3
Oh, with
times
Mercedes, yeah.
70 laps.
The rumors were rampant, man. I thought it was going to happen there for a minute. I just think they've got too much invested in Antonelli, obviously, and then I think George Russell, I say it all the time, he is an extreme asset to any Formula One team. I think he's the best B driver in the history of Formula One. He is. And when you have a driver like that rarely makes mistakes, if he qualifies second, he finishes second. If he qualifies up pole, he wins, you know. That's a valuable asset to have. So it was like really there was no spot for Max at Mercedes, at least at the time being. But yeah, it would have been cool if he'd have signed there.
Secure on entry. Still need to work on the middle a little bit tight, but he said this car is much improved. Funny how you make contact.
I mean, honestly, if I was to start an F1 team, I probably.
Well, it's a. This car doesn't win.
I don't think he's a top 5 driver talent wise. I don't think he's top 5 in the field. I think he is.
Sometimes you get in these scenarios
like
where the balance is.
Let's say I would.
Has been, and I think that's exactly
if I had the best car.
Leading the race, they tend
and I got pickings of the drivers in F1 to get put in my car. Verstappen number 1, Antonelli number 2, Leclerc number 3, Hamilton 4.
So the front row starters,
I think I'd take Behrman 5, Piastri 6.
Tough day for Team 2311.
Gasly 7, and then I probably would take Russell 8. So I would put Russell at 8.
The Bubba Wallace situation, and Tyler Reddick hasn't been in that situation, but Bubba Wallace, when you have a bad pit stop, you put yourself in the middle of the pack. You heard him mention it.
Is he a great driver to have in your stable? Yes, 100,000%. He's the best B driver in Formula One.
Where the car is running really good, you're just up there cruising, have a bad pit stop,
yeah.
Crash. And that's what happened to Bubba.
Yeah, that's what I would do. If I had pickings and I had to go through my roster of 8 to narrow it down to my 2 drivers I would have, yep. Verstappen, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, Behrman, Gasly,
Chase Elliott's car has just not
Russell.
Got to the point where he wanted it to be.
I put Hamilton behind Verstappen now. I know he's older, but still fantastic. Oh yeah, I would take him 4th out of the drivers on the grid.
Yeah, he's -4 since the restart. Regan?
Well, Mike, just to update the number 19 to Chase Briscoe, we see that he just made that.
Because he could definitely, I mean, Hamilton's been around so long. He knows what's up with these cars. He knows how to make them better. And if you're trying to build a team to make your cars faster, he's a great asset. Look what he did with Ferrari. Ferrari's been floundering, and he's actually resurrecting the team. And I think Leclerc has the talent, so I would pick him 3rd. Obviously, Max and Antonelli are my top 2. I would take those 2 today if I was starting an F1 team.
Since the restart, run 21 laps. Remember, they had 11 laps laps on their tires as we see more of those wave arounds. So I think they got to the point we need to just hit pit road and get 4 fresh tires. But what's going to be interesting is with our leaders, because we went back racing with 69 laps to go. If you split that, you're going to run somewhere around 34 to 35 laps, meaning lap 150, which is about 12 laps from now. You may see some come a little early. You may see some run a little long.
I think Behrman is a very underrated driver as well. I think I would take him 5th.
Ty Dillon on pit road. Again, scheduled stops for those drivers from 22nd on back that took the wave around. RFK 1-2, Keselowski and Buescher.
The yard looks incredible. Thanks.
I'd also probably take. I would take Piastri over Russell as well. And Gasly would be right before Russell. I'd take him 7th. Take Piastri 6th. Yeah.
Really?
And then after that, I don't know who I'd take 9th. I feel like there's nobody you could put in that 9th spot.
Super easy.
Craftsman. What you build, build.
Hamlin.
Put the work in.
But Priest is fading. He lost a spot to Larson and to Hamlin.
My watch is broken.
You could tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the mountains.
Looks like happy hour.
The finest luxury fragrances are now exclusively available on everything you wash. Unstoppable's Unlimited Collection. Add it to your wash and
everything will smell divine.
Luxury laundry scent beads so you can smell unstoppable.
Slice so good, hit like boom. Papa John's, fill the room.
Fresh, never frozen, original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for
Keselowski's still
$6.99
leading
each.
over
Better
Buescher.
ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
3-wide battle right here as Bubba is continuing to lose spot after spot after spot. That sucks. He had a good car today too. You have one mistake on pit road, puts you in the freaking hornet's nest. You wreck, then your race is fucking over. That's how I feel about Reddick. I mean, Reddick, he's got some work to do. He's gonna get back in contention with this race.
The 3 for me.
His biggest competition's leading right now.
Beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's.
Whoa, Blaney, the outside of Cindric, the door closed on him. That was almost violent wreck right there. That would have been bad. That would have been a freaking teammate on teammate crime.
Go ahead. No one will hear you anyway. Here, you don't just watch. You feel. Come as you are and have a damn good time.
Have a damn good time.
Rumble you hear.
Talladega. We're 30 days away from Talladega, man. I'm so excited. So excited. Need some Talladega in my life, dude.
Join Fox in supporting our troops. From daily needs to global emergencies, help us be there for those who serve. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit go.fox/Red Cross to donate to service to the armed forces today. Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, RFK Racing Mustangs out in front of the field here. Denny Hamlin on pit road, first of the leaders to make a stop, along with many of the cars that took the wave around on that last caution.
Well, they have woke that 11 car up. He had made up some serious ground there at the end. So
Talladega looks massive. Oh, it's freaking huge, dude. It's huge. In person, it's bigger than even what it looks like on TV. It's massive.
Ryan Preece is in. So is Chase Briscoe.
I think your leader's going to come.
Daniel
I mean, you can't, when you're in the infield, you can't even, like we camp in turn 2, you can't even see in the distance where turn 4 is, which is all the way across the way from you. Like, it's so big. It's massive. Massive track. Largest oval track in the world.
Well, Mike, as soon as that first wave of cars hit pit road, crew chief Jeremy
Well,
Collins immediately
Texas
came on the
World
radio,
Speedway.
said, "Next time by, Brad,
I think it
we're
was like
gonna
3 miles
That's exactly
big,
what they're doing
or
right here.
2.9 or
It's
something
Brad in
like
the
that.
car. He has been silent on the radio so
But
much,
that
so I have to
track's
check with
got,
the team to
I
make
think
sure
they
I was
tore
on the
half
right
of it
channel.
down.
He's happy with that 6.
All three are
Yeah, if you ever want to see a big badass track, look up Texas World Speedway. That track was massive.
Oh, you know when that driver's happy, he's not talking, so good sign from
Keselowski to pit lane.
Van Gisbergen completes his stop. Kyle Busch is in. Joey Logano.
Busher, Hamlin, Larson.
Eric Jones.
See when Reddick decides to pit.
You got your leader Keselowski, and there's
Whoa, here comes Hamlin! 3 wide! Keselowski gonna try and hang on to it.
Well, that's what you hope for when you pit a couple laps before the leader, and Brad's hoping to cut it as close as possible.
And Keselowski gonna stay in front of Hamlin.
Over Denny Hamlin.
Busher behind Hamlin, Larson behind Busher.
That's exactly what you want.
Your relative battle for the lead is heating up.
Put yourself in front of as many of these cars as possible. As you see the 17 now of Chris Busher working his way to look underneath that 11 car.
Oh, Busher! Sideways to the inside of Hamlin. Side by side for the relative P2 in the race. Here comes Larson. Oh, hung money. Hung money.
Right into Larry's strategy as far as wanting to.
You watched the race from the infield? Yeah. Yeah. Watch it right there on the infield on turn 2.
Come to pit road, but Chase Elliott keeps on.
Yeah, they go by and then you wait like 50 seconds and then they come by again.
Yeah, that's Reddick and Blaney.
Yeah, they fly by you, dude. Absolutely, in a big pack.
So now just Chase Elliott still on the racetrack.
And then we got a TV set up. So we'll watch them go by, and then we'll go stand in front of the TV and watch them do the rest of the race, and then we'll go back and watch them come by again. It's really fun.
Having some issues with the corners with it, but he also made point to the crew chief Billy Scott. I'm in traffic, and I know that that's a big part of it.
Filling up with Sunoco race fuel with Poet Zero Carbon Bioethanol, and that stop's done. Larry, what's the thinking on the 9, and how long can they stay out there before they lose whatever advantage they have?
Yeah, I mean, right now, he's basically 2 seconds a lap.
Here comes Elliott.
Gotta believe, yeah, he's
last guy to pit.
Right now, to me, they ran 1 lap too far. But I don't think he could get the pit road because of traffic.
That'll rehand the lead back over to Keselowski. Busher, Hamlin, Larson, Briscoe will be your top 5. Priest, Byron, Gibbs, Osama, and McDowell in your top 10. Reddick is in 16th on a little bit different strategy. We'll see if he can close the gap. This Keselowski is putting on an absolute blistering pace right now. Absolutely blistering.
Denny Hamlin by 2. Kyle Larson.
Keselowski's car is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Get back by. That just put him right back in control of the race. And, you know, when a guy like Brad Keselowski has control of a race and able to dictate the strategy and wait a couple laps in like he did in this scenario, I mean, the confidence level just keeps going
Ford
up
race.
and up for Brad as you click off these laps.
So Ford 1-2, Denny Hamlin's Toyota 3rd, Kyle Larson's Chevy is 4th. 2019 was the last time that Hendrick Motorsports or Chevrolet went this deep into a season without a victory. They don't have one yet. Larson's their best shot today.
I mean, we on this thing smooth, focused inside that car. Interesting, he's got a clear shield. You see that eye black, kind of like a football player has on.
Well, you run the clear shield when you get old, Clint, because you need light. I've been in this scenario. When you see people stop running dark shields, that's because we can't see anymore. So you need all the light that you can get. But Brad doing a great job. You see his head almost move inside the helmet right there. He's actually got his helmet leaning against the headrest, just resting it right against that foam.
Now Chris Busher is closing in a few hundredths a lap. As you see that interval shrink.
Keselowski's car is just running really good. That's what we do in Zandvoort as well. Watch GT World Challenge somewhere at the back of the track and stream the race on a tablet in our folding chairs. Yep, that's what we do with ice cold beer. It's a great time.
Everyone has free offers on the latest phones, but T-Mobile gives a lot more. T-Mobile family saved over $3,700.
Yeah, we usually sit up under our canopies, in our lawn chairs, behind the TV, and watch them go by, and then we'll watch the TV, and then watch them go by. Good time.
So you keep saving.
Usually 3 races that weekend because you get the ARCA, the O'Reillys, and the Cup race, so it makes for a fun time.
It's Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
We ride for Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
What did she say?
She said Dr. Pepper Cherry is the bestest, boldest Dr. Pepper.
Now, just a doggone minute.
There's no finer flavor than Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
Thank you, Blackberry Raven.
Larson goes by Hamlin. Larson up to 3rd now. Still got 29 cars on the lead lap. It's not bad. Old Lagooner's gooning back there with the gag man. Back in the 30th, 34th spot, 33rd, 34th. Looking like a bunch of clowns.
The Sonic $6 All-American Smasher meal tops the burger food chain. Get it hand smashed and made to order.
There used to be
side and medium drink for
a
just
chalet.
$6. Great burger,
I think I said that
even
right.
greater deal. Try the
7.
Sonic All-American Smasher
They had
meal
a
for
fridge,
$6 today.
TV everywhere.
New Swiffer Mop
They
Deluxe
shared
is made
cold
for small
drinks with
spaces.
the Marshalls.
The upgraded strip
They had
has
to go because of
75%
F1
more
regs.
scrubbing
Yeah,
power.
of course.
And with the new
Of course.
head, getting
The
into tight
FIA
spaces
ruining
is
everything,
simple.
man.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer
Never
Mop
have
Deluxe,
nice
the mother
things,
of
man.
all cleans.
Planning to move? Choose
Never
Pods,
have nice
the most
things.
awarded container moving company. Pods brings the container to you. Then we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center. And you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com.
Brad Keselowski continues.
Keselowski moving through lap traffic right now.
Aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. Legends aren't born, they're proven.
Gonna try to put Ty Dillon a lap down here next.
Busher now within 3/4 of a second of Brad, with Kyle Larson 1.5 back and Denny Hamlin 2 seconds back. Chase
I don't know what strategy they're running on Allgaier, but he is always a lap down and always trying to pass leaders this whole race.
0.7 back.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. What, they're pitting
Let's
extra
go
than
back
everybody
and
else?
Take a
Or
further
what?
look at Brad Keselowski's last stop here.
Yeah, this is the only thing that worries me about this 6 car. Can they compete with these guys that they're racing around when the money's on the line for a pit stop? But if they
Their
if they
pit stops have been
trouble like they did right
atrocious,
here,
man.
they're not going to maintain that track position at first, Clint.
A little slow on that right front, exactly where it was. But again, I agree with you. You can see how close Busher got to him, his teammate.
Well, they're 11th in the pit crew ranking. Ross Chastain had to re-jack up the right side. He came in 10th, but had a 20-second stop. Just one of many frustrations exhibited by drivers here in the first half of this race.
I don't understand how we can be this far off. I mean, the balance now is somewhat like drivable, but freaking slow as good by 10 on the one car for his
Fucking Laguna, dude. Car slow as shit. Well, yeah, dude, you're running 34th, bro. You're dog water today.
Been quite a day so far, and we still have 131 laps to go.
That's why Laguna was a long shot.
This brings out the best in those drivers behind the wheel. In there, frustrated. The car never drives good, even when it is driving good. And the fall off and things that you have to deal with today. They're at a high
The
level.
fall off and things. Mr. Stuff and Things. Telling us about all the stuff and things that nobody knows about because they're just stuff and things to him.
Are having trouble. Reddick's had several problems. The 23 car got caught up in a wreck, but don't count out 45. I haven't given up on him yet.
Yeah, that 45 car is still really fast, Clint. I think they've had to deal with a lot of issues. We've heard him talking about having to battle his way through traffic, but I would not sleep on this 45 car still. He's going to work his way back up into the front.
I hear you, but if it's a problem, he's at it today.
Well, he is plus 7 now. Since the last restart, he is up to 10th.
Yeah, and right now he's the only one in the 31-second bracket. So that thing still has a ton of speed.
And his teammate Chase Briscoe is now up into the top 5. There's his Toyota onboard camera. Entering turn 3. Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell for 13th there. McDowell's had to overcome 2 speeding penalties.
Well, it's been a pretty interesting day so far. We've seen cars have trouble. We've seen, cars on pit road have some
yeah, we have had. Well, the pit road issues for Blaney has been the issue. Then Bubba got in a wreck. Keselowski's stop's been slow. Still hasn't prevented him from not leading the race. Yet, at least. And then Reddick, obviously, the battery issues, losing all that track position. Hasn't been able to get it back.
Still migrating himself forward.
Up to 14th now. Now the car in the free pass position is the number 48, Justin Allgaier. Is in that car again this week. He's the first car 1 lap down. Hedrick Motorsports' Jeff Andrews says that Alex Bowman continues to experience vertigo symptoms. So the team is following the guidance of the medical team and giving Alex the time he needs to recover. So he's going to be out for the next 2 races in addition to this one.
Guys, Chris Buescher has run his boss down, Brad Keselowski, the leader of this race.
Yeah,
in a hurry.
That last lap, he was 0.3 of a second faster than Brad. So that 17 car is making some speed right now. Passing him and catching him and passing him is 2 different things.
We called Buescher a grinder, had a feature on him in pre-race. Where I grew up in central Connecticut, a grinder was a long sandwich, what's called a hoagie or a sub or a torpedo in other parts of the country. We called it a grinder, but I know what you meant.
God damn it, Mike Bidenjoy. Quit talking about grinder, bro. What the fuck are we doing? Making yourself look worse and worse.
See right there, exit of turn 2 right there. Ricky Stenhouse tried to come down the hill right there, and Chase Briscoe just touched the apron and it shot him up the racetrack a little bit, but that could have been a lot worse. You can get yourself in trouble off of turn 2 really, really fast with the way that the bumps are and the way that car shoots up
man,
out of the
Keselowski, that was a big time slider on old Almendingus.
Coming to 15 laps to go in stage 2.
All right, we'll mute these.
With Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher's.
Going back to side-by-side commercials. We got, what, 16 laps going the stage, and we're going to get a commercial break. That's the most NASCAR thing right there. NASCAR on Fox. Yee yee. Diggity diggity dog. Boogity boogity boogity. And full set of moments. It's Bristol, baby. Vintage everything is iconic, dude. Oh, let me turn the race volume back on. My bad, boys.
Three
Mute it
of
for the
them are
commercials.
going to have stage points with Priest in 6th now. Here's Keselowski's radio.
Reddick's back up to 9th. He is climbing up there a little bit at a time.
Pretty normal to have that racetrack start to swing the other way as far as how the handling characteristics are working.
Got
As you'll
TJ
notice, when they
Majors
go
in
down
the
into
booth.
Turn 3 this time, that shade's starting to creep over the wall, and when that shade starts to creep over the wall here, that's when the balance starts to change on these cars. And see the shade that's starting to come in right there. It's starting to get longer down the racetrack, and that's when the money is made from the crew chiefs up on the pit box. Sometimes you go to a racetrack and you just have to anticipate when things like that happen. So who can keep up with their car the best now that it's starting to...
Osama and Sindick battling for
Daniel
10th.
Suarez drawing a beat on Austin Cindric. That's for 10th place and a stage point.
And another good run by Daniel Suarez and that new opportunity in his 7 car with Spire Motorsports. They have been solid week in and week out this year in 2026.
Yeah, and you just never know how those changes are going to go. We've obviously seen the tension between Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain become pretty public after their little conversation and shoving match last week after the race. So both of them, Ross especially, very, very publicly forward-facing as far as how his feelings are towards Daniel Suarez. So no love lost there, Clint.
No, but I think Daniel's getting the last laugh of that.
Yeah, I mean, on the racetrack, Daniel's definitely outrunning the one car and his old car, from Trackhouse Racing. And heard Ross talk about the struggles of Trackhouse Racing on our pre-race show today, and he was very vocal in saying, hey, our cars just aren't very good on the long runs. And so when the driver's starting to speak out publicly like that, it definitely gets the attention of the team.
So Chastain just went past Kyle Busch. That was for 20th place. And here is Tyler Reddick moving. He just moved past Ryan Priest to take over 6th. Larry?
Yeah, Mike, it's been about 75 or 80 laps since they changed that battery, put the bigger battery. They just asked for an update on his voltage. He said 12.7, 12.8, which is good. He's still got over 100 laps to go, and he's not complained about anything else about the brakes.
Closing in on...
Yeah. Oh, it's going to get tight there. Hamlin's stuck behind old Ty Dillon, or Allmendingus.
Yeah, if something's moving around, he might have a wheel that actually didn't seal all the way up. I saw that car move around down the back straightaway, and sometimes if that wheel comes loose, it'll actually cut it in half, and then it'll go flat. So if that wheel is actually loose, there's definitely something moving around in the back of the car, but it'll shift on and off of the hub and start to move around and make it feel like it has a flat tire, but it's not flat.
Larry, I know you want a couple stage points, but what do you do here?
Yeah, I mean, we still, Mike, we've got, we've got 15 laps to go before this start. No, we got 5 laps to go before the stage is over. I just don't know about a loose wheel. They've run 41 laps.
Hamlin's better figure something out here. Nursing it.
On him.
Oh, Keselowski's trying to get by the Lagooner.
This is the opportunity.
Coming to 4 to go in the stage. And Buescher's there.
Well, that's what we talked about with Brad's car earlier. When he would get into traffic, you just have to be precise, because the front tires aren't going to turn, and we know it affects the Fords more than the other brands, but it definitely has.
Oh, Buescher's gonna have a chance down the back straightaway here. Going by Zane Smith. 4 laps to go. Coming to get 3 laps to go. As Buescher is there.
Buescher and Brad are 2 spots apart in the point standings. So doesn't matter much whichever one of them wins the stage. It's good for RFK either way. 3 to go. Denny Hamlin has fallen from 10th. Surrendered that to Daniel Suarez. Nope, just crossed him back over.
Yeah, and what a day for RFK, though. you know, no matter what happens the rest of the day, these guys have shown up and had the speed to contend at the front of the racetrack, even when, you know, I know Tyler Reddick
At the
has,
front
has
of the
fastest
racetrack.
car that's on the
What
racetrack.
the fuck does that even mean?
Right there with him to be able to
It's Hamlin and Osama are racing.
Oh,
Osama!
Keep themselves at the front of the pack, but Suarez down there, he took for granted. He just decided he was going to do a slide job on Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin gave him a little bump, but cut him a little bit of slack as well.
Daniel got the 10th spot. That'll be the last point-paying slot here at the end of the stage.
Oh, Buscher's there to Keselowski.
All right, Chris Buescher, do you beat the boss for stage 2? What happens here?
Yeah, you see Brad struggling with grip right there. You
Keep
can see
that
the
pressure on.
Yeah, you can see the back of the car moving around, but I agree with you, Clint. Just keep pressure on him. Try to make it move and make him push a little harder than he wants to.
Don't let him get the left front out. Right here, yep.
Final lap, stage 2.
Here goes Buscher.
He's going to play nice.
Yeah, he's not going to challenge him. Oh, Kez is in the wall.
Touch the wall right there.
And here they come for the
Oh, Kez is going to get it. Stage 2 is over.
Keselowski.
Kez got it.
He only had 2 stage wins of all of 2025, both coming at Iowa. Brad has won stage 1 and stage 2. What a day for RFK in Darlington.
All right, let's be at these commercials.
This is where the
Old old Kez, man, getting it done, doing his thing. They gotta get these pit stops figured out. Keselowski keeps running against the wall in this race. That's the way to do it, man. It's talent, or that's Darlington special, dog. Closer you are to that wall, or even if you get into it, that faster you are. Only thing that concerns me with Keselowski in this race, Buscher's been faster in the long runs, and Keselowski's pit stops have been bad. Like, they got to figure it out if they're going to win, because if not, Buscher's going to win this race. Plus Reddick. Reddick's climbed his way back up into the top 5, and he probably has the best car. So, it's not over yet. You got about, I think there's 3 guys that can win this race. Am I still live on this race stream? Let's see. Yeah, basically. Authentically NASCAR. I mean, I think it's been a good race so far. I haven't had any complaints. You know the race is good when you barely even pay attention to what Mike by Joy, Mr. Stuff, and Things, and Emo Boyer are saying. Guys, race the track, not the other guys. The guys who lose their tempers here are going to lose the race. You got to be cool to win it, Darlington. Darlington, too tough to tame. The lady in black. Whoa, we got a wreck up here. Oh. Because Syndic and Gibbs almost wrecked on pit entry. We're not going to talk about it. Cool. Not even going to mention it. Probably didn't even see it. Those 17 crew is killing it on pit stops today. Oh, Hung Money with a good stop. Can Kez win the race off? Kez did it. The 16 pulled their head out of their ass. Got her done. And Busher loses a spot to Hung Money. Wow. Oh, don't forget audio. Yeah, well, we're going back to commercial, but you're right. I forgot to put the audio back on. Yeah, we're going back to commercial right now, so I'll put it back on when we get back from commercial. So we got looks like a Dodge Hellcat commercial or whatever the hell this is. Twin turbo, 550 horsepower, the Charger Scat Pack. World's fastest all-wheel drive. Forget audio for the next 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, nobody wants to hear how many people have got diseases that need cured and who wants to buy a car and fucking whatever other commercials they want to push on us. Eat our Wendy's food. Eat Arby's. Steak bites. The fastest racing on earth. IndyCar. Nope. I thought that was it. What did they say? A Charger is the world's fastest four-wheel drive? Well, that's what they said. The fastest all-wheel drive muscle car. Not the fastest all-wheel drive, but muscle car. You always have to have a caveat to that. My boogie wings. The fuck? That was the weirdest commercial. All right, I'm unmuting the audio. We're back.
Thanks for staying with us on FS1 and after.
Thanks for the reminder there, Barrett. Not doing a great job here, am I?
Recapping if you tuned in a little bit late. Tyler Reddick, the pole sitter, led the first 45 laps but had trouble in the pits.
Yeah, Reddick obviously had some issues with having to change a battery, lost all that ground, and spent the whole race trying to make that up.
And more pit trouble is Blaney and Bubba Wallace. We talked about this, that every pit stop important. This affected.
And Chris, the one thing we highlighted is we want fast pit stops, but we don't want this. You don't want a disaster. It can take you completely out of the race. That got Bubba behind and then got even a wreck.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin.
Scat Pack is such a weird name as well. Who drives their car after fecal matter? Yeah. Yeah. The Scat Pack. Yeah, no shit. I used to like the old Challengers. I thought there were some sick-looking cars, but...
And, Jamie, we talked on our pre-race show about how experienced and veteran drivers do the best here under these situations. You hope he's had a couple of pit stops already, actually 4 or 5 here. You hope that his pit crew can be up to what he has so far. Can he hang on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Brad and Buscher have really good cars, but the one that I have my eye on is Tyler Reddick. You mentioned at the beginning they had to change the battery. Billy Scott gave Tyler the option at the end of that when they changed the battery. He's like, look, if you run any of your cooling equipment, we will have to put another battery in that car. Tyler has toughed it out, not run any of that cooling equipment, has put himself back in a position. I think he can get to the front and win this race today.
Wow. All right. For Keselowski, it's been 2 years since he's led this many laps. No Stage 2 winner this year has gone on to win the race. Brad K trying to do that, Mike.
Wow, no Stage 2 winners won a race.
2/3 of the way in this race. We've still got 100 laps. That's a long way at Darlington to go. Who do you like, Clint?
Same guy picked earlier, Kevin. That 45, Tyler Reddick, he's coming back to the front. So we saw it with Ryan Blaney earlier at Phoenix. You know, he had trouble, finally won the thing. I think he's still going to punch through.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Briscoe. I think that now that they're being able to adjust
Also,
their car
cars here in Holland are super rare. Maybe it's because gas here is like kind of...
I
Yeah,
agree with
no
you.
shit. It's getting expensive here too,
So
but...
far, it's RFK Day.
Holy
Let's see
cow.
how it goes as we get ready to start Stage 3.
I think gas here is like
Larson,
$4.10 a gallon,
Smith
bro.
got the free
Crazy.
pass. Ross Chastain,
Like 2 months ago, it was like down to like 2 something. Now it's up back up again.
26 cars
It's killing me, dog.
for this restart.
Killing me.
Timmy Hill, the only
250 per liter, it's insane. Yeah, that's insanity, bro. That's insanity. Yeah, they don't want anybody to drive now. I'm gonna have to get myself one of them freaking electric scooters, dude.
Bush having a little bit of trouble on the bottom. Here
Whoa, Kez!
Gave him a big push. Made those 2 cars actually have contact.
Woo!
I think he
That was almost a wreck.
The 6 car of Brad Keselowski, but had a heck of a run and put himself in a hole that was pretty.
Kez is gonna hang on to the lead here. Here comes Briscoe around the outside of Buscher.
Briscoe right there. Car is answering. Likes his clean air running up front.
And that's the thing that you never know until you get your car to the front of the pack. And it's exactly what we've been talking about with the 6. You don't know what adjustments now to make to your car. Now that Briscoe has had a run closer to the front of the pack.
Here comes Buscher. Briscoe.
And he's gone.
And he's by Keselowski.
Chase
Wow.
Briscoe started this race in 23rd. They have not had the results.
Only drive with high
this season
octane
so
V
far
power 98
for the
type
speed
R.
that they have shown.
Yikes. Yikes is right, dude. God damn.
When you have bad luck and you have mistakes,
I'd buy the
you have
cheap
things
fuel,
going
bro.
on.
Put as cheap amount of fuel as I could put in that damn
Turn
thing.
2, Christopher Bell got up in the wall real slow there. Everybody's going to just inhale him going down the back straightaway. I'm not sure if he got into the wall, but that car slowed dramatically off too.
Yeah, I think if he got into the wall right there, I think he's definitely rebounded. Oh, we got one around.
Woo! Car around. Oh, it's Herbst.
Into the inside wall.
And that'll put us under caution for the 4th time today at lap 197.
Yeah, I saw that slow, lazy spin out of the top of the screen. What a bummer for Riley. Having such a good day. Had a great first.
That would be about
stages.
$12 to $13 per gallon. Yeah, yeah, about that.
Completely totaled. He's going to keep
That's
going,
crazy.
But it's definitely going to affect the performance
That's insane,
of that race
dude.
car.
I couldn't imagine.
He was running 18th on the lead lap.
That'd make me just not even want to go anywhere.
Todd Gilliland will get back on the lead lap.
What do you do here, Larry? How many laps?
Smoke them if you got them, baby.
I like it.
Put some tires on
I
him.
like it.
Did he get turned or did he just lose it?
They still got 4 sets of stickers left, so
Yeah,
we've got
right
plenty
here.
of tires.
You see Chase Briscoe sliding into that spot right behind Keselowski, gets him a little.
Woo!
He thread the needle pretty tight.
You would
right
have an
there.
insurrection
When
in
he
the
moved
States,
up
bro.
behind
Oh,
Brad,
dude,
kinda
facts,
caught
bro.
him from
We'd
the
burn
left
this
side,
fucker to the
turning
ground.
Right down into his teammate Buscher.
And then here's Bell.
Nah, maybe. I mean, it depends on what state.
Riley Herbst going around. And I'm
There's
not
some
sure
states
if
in the
that was
U.S. that are just that don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too political, but there's some states that don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Zilich right there.
Well, we'll see.
I'm with Larry, though. I'm coming to pit road. I want new tires as many times as you'll give them to me.
Busher, here they come, Jamie.
William Byron comes in and pits from the 5th spot.
Busher stayed out.
Today he's been quietly in the hunt there in the top 10, but he said the car just basically today not turning well enough to be able to make passes. So 4 tires here and another air pressure adjustment. Josh.
Yeah, for the 17 of Chris Buescher, they decided last second to stay out on that pit cycle, Regan. 19 of Chase Briscoe, it was a late decision to go ahead and pit when they saw the rest of the cars work. Got a good read on the car at Clean Air, said it was on the free side and no neutral, but good. Brad Keselowski, it was always 4 tires no matter what.
God, that 6 crew sucks. Lost 4 or 5 spots.
Suarez, Van
I only drive about 4,000 miles per year, though. It's often to blow a lot. I live next to a train station, and the trains here run like a metro system. Yeah, that's fair. Not me.
How did
I put in about 4,000 miles every like 2 months.
Vision loss from wet AMD. It started when Vabysmo opened up my world. I was worried when I started to lose my sight, but my doctor recommended Vabysmo. Vabysmo is
Yeah,
different.
it's.
the
I wish
only
we had
treatment
transit
thought to block
system
2
here, but
causes
I don't
of
live in a
wet
city that's
AMD.
big enough. I mean, they got buses
So
and
I'm
stuff,
back
but
doing what I love, knowing that Vabysmo improves vision.
they don't run like a lot of routes and stuff that I could use.
And there's a chance for up to 4 months between treatments.
Plus, I use my car for work, so
Vabysmo is an eye
I gotta
injection.
drive
Don't
around
take
a
it
lot.
if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Vabysmo could cause eye infection, retinal
So that's
detachment,
what's killing
temporary
it.
increase in eye pressure, and
That's
a
what's
common
killing
risk
it,
of heart
man.
attack or
Them
stroke, or
damn
severe
gas
swelling of
prices.
blood vessels in the eye.
Screwing
Report
me
changes to
over
vision or
big
eye
time.
pain to your doctor or retina specialist right away.
Now, I'm bringing it all into focus. Open up your world with Vabysmo.
Also approved in diabetic macular edema and RVO. Ask your retina specialist about Vabysmo.
The college basketball crown is back. An elite postseason tournament on Fox and FS1. 8 teams from the nation's top conferences battle to rule the court with 500,000 reasons to win. The college basketball crown on Fox and FS1. Buy tickets today at vividseats.com.
It doesn't sit well with us. $1.7 trillion of your hard-earned money sitting in traditional bank accounts, collecting more dust than interest. So we reimagine savings, offering better rates than traditional bank savings accounts. With Vanguard Cash Plus, you can earn up to 8 times
Even
more
smaller
interest.
towns have
8
train
times?
stations here. That's crazy,
I like
man.
that.
I live in a city of Holland of about
8
20,000.
times.
That's mid-sized.
I like that.
Yeah, I live in a metropolitan area that's got probably 1 million people in it.
His phone is addicted to him.
But the city I live in is about
He
what
once
you're at.
won a
About,
staring
I think it's
contest
about
with
200,
the sun.
250,000, I think,
His
live in this.
sneezes
Maybe
bless
200,000
you.
live in my city.
He is still the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Coming up next on FS1, full throttle, high speed drag strip action.
Arizona
The
Nationals,
NHRA is in
Phoenix.
Phoenix for the Arizona Nationals live right here on FS1 after the NASCAR Cup race. Show you what happened to Brad Keselowski here on this stop.
I tell you what happened to Brad Keselowski. he let this 19 Busher around him on the racetrack, and watch the difference it makes for what was the leader. See, he came around Briscoe and had to be way out of round in his box.
The U.S. is massive, though. Can't imagine building an entire railway system through that. Yeah, no shit.
Gonna need to get back in front of Briscoe in that 19 car, Kevin.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have a hard time winning this race if he doesn't get to pit with the track.
At least not
in
like we've got railroads, but it's mostly for like transportation, not for like human transportation, but for like product.
And the issues. Here is Tyler Reddick trying to purge the fluid out of his cool suit.
Yeah, he's basically gonna try to get all the water that is in that vest that he has on underneath his suit out, because that water is getting hot. And you can tell that. But they don't have any way to cool this thing down because of the battery. They can't run the machine, so you got to get the water out of it, because if you don't, it just sits inside that cool suit and gets hot. So he's actually using that CO2 cartridge to suck all the water out of that suit and get it off of him.
And he just put a bag of ice in place of it.
All right, here we go. The choose.
Today, Brad Keselowski maxed it out.
See how good Busher could do on these 3-lap old tires.
Reddick, Busher, Larson,
I feel like the track position's got to be more important. But
that's
old Keselowski's buried in traffic now.
Taking full advantage of
He's letting this race get away.
Whether he wins this race or not, those 20 points will matter.
You know, South Carolina, great state for racing. They've got a road course, Carolina Motorsports Park. A couple of drag strips, off-road, 10 oval tracks in operation in this state. But one that is not is in jeopardy. We lost Myrtle Beach Speedway not long ago, and Greenville Pickens Speedway, the developers, I mean, they are closing in, and council meetings and county and city council, folks want to save Greenville Pickens Speedway. You need to get involved, and you need to go to these government meetings, because racetracks don't vote. If you're going to save the site of the first live televised NASCAR race in full, you need to help out. All right, Chase Briscoe's radio.
Just be smart. Don't put yourself in any bad spot there. Make sure we can finish too. You know we've got to work when we get 3-4.
9 laps difference between tires, between the ones that stayed out and Briscoe.
Yeah, they're in big trouble.
Along with, they are in trouble.
They're in big trouble right here. And Chase Briscoe needs to take full advantage of it and get control of this race back. But
all right, here we go. Going back to green. 91 laps to go. We got Busher and Gibbs on the front row.
With 91 laps to go, and still at least one more pit stop.
And look at Glizzy.
The 3-car Austin Dillon held out Briscoe on the bottom. Got a little loose, had to lift.
And that's what they all need right there. Those guys in the front that didn't
Glizzy's in 4th.
Get held up as long as possible. They do not want to see those new tires break free any sooner than they can.
The first 6 cars did not pit. Busher, Gibbs, Suarez, Dillon, Van Gisbergen, and McDowell.
And they're doing a great job of holding the cars up. Briscoe, you see him trying to look to the inside of SVG. Make him wear those tires out.
And a lot of times this is when you see trouble. When you have the cars that are varying in speed and guys get frustrated. See?
Oh, 3 wide. Keselowski to the middle. Dillon to the bottom. Larson to the top.
Makes it work. Trying to fight his way back to the front. Racing for 7th after leading 87 laps today.
And he shuts the door on hung money.
Well, he knows that he has to keep pace with Chase Briscoe. He needs to do everything he can to not let Briscoe get too far in front of him.
Well, 4 of the first 5 drivers just ran their personal fastest lap of the race.
Clean air, baby. Going back to Keselowski and his opportunity and basically who he's racing as we think, Kevin, I agree with you. Briscoe saw it on, not only because of pit road, but because of the tire advantage. Remember, nine laps better tires versus your leader, Busher, Gibbs, Suarez. Don't let Briscoe get away from you.
There goes Kez to the inside of McDowell.
That 6 car is on rails today. Drops it right to the bottom. Couldn't complete the pass of McDowell this time.
He's in dirty air, though, and that's one of the things he hasn't had to do much of today. He's led.
Got by McDowell. Oh, those glizzies on the wall.
In the middle of turns 1 and 2. One thing I want to go back to right here. We talked about those tires having 11 laps. They only had 3 green flag laps on them. So these cars actually took off and aren't
And Keselowski gets by Glizzy.
as big of a disadvantage.
Keselowski up to 5th.
I still don't think they're going to
Busher or Briscoe's 4th. Busher, Gibson, Osama still out in front on the older tires.
This field as I thought they were.
And Larson, Hung Money, and Reddick are going to try and close in on this battle too.
Yeah, well, we know the 17 car of Chris Buescher. He's a fast race car. 54 of Ty Gibbs. He's been fast. Daniel Suarez. So a lot of these cars have already run up front today, but ultimately the newer tires are going to be able to take control. But that 17 car leading the race up there, he's been fast enough to be in control. So it's yet to be seen, if how much of a disadvantage he will be at, because his car has been so fast. He's just not made it all the way to the front to have clean air yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, right.
Reddick to the inside of Glizzy, gets it done. Now he's going to try and close in on Larson.
But in my opinion, was
Did Shane not pit for tire? No, he stayed out. They only had 3 laps on that run on those tires, so it was a good gamble. He's been running in the back all day, so he's going to net a bunch of positions here, regardless, especially when the tires all start to wear around the same time. It's not a bad call. I kind of like that call.
Still just you and the 7 by 10 on the 6.
84 laps to go. Chris Buescher's Mustang out in front of Darlington.
All right, let me mute this. We'll break. I'll unmute it when we get back. I'll leave the mouse scroller on it, so I'll remember. I think it's gonna be tough to beat Buescher because he's had a fast enough car, even on even on a few lap older tires. I think he'll be fine. We have the meats. That's what they say. Buescher's got a 1.7 second lead over Gibbs, 2.1 over Osama. Briscoe's 2.38 back. That's kind of surprising. All right, let's get the race volume. We're back.
Join us at Martinsville Speedway, one of NASCAR's original tracks. The half-mile paperclip with NASCAR Race Day, 2 p.m. Eastern on FS1, and the Cup race at 3:30 Eastern. It's all on FS1 as we return to Martinsville, where Denny Hamlin got his 6th grandfather clock last spring.
Briscoe's battling with Osama.
Chris Buescher with a 2-second lead on Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and Brad Keselowski. Time for a Darlington County Sunday. Crank it up on Fox.
Still half back on the bottom here.
Briscoe by Osama. Keselowski's behind him too.
Clean track here. Get back in your rhythm. Smooth input. Bumper, clear. By one. You're good.
It's all glitchy. 1 second, boys. We'll clear out.
Back to work here, man. 76 to go right here.
All right, so still got Buescher leading, Gibbs second, Briscoe third, and Keselowski is fourth. Reddick's looking for fifth now. And Reddick's going to get it. This is going to be a great race, man. All the best cars are getting to the front late in the race. Looks like Blaney's starting to work his way to the front too here. Looks like he just got by Glizzy. He did. Hosen's in 10th.
With winless streaks of 49 races or more. And Chris Buescher.
Whoa! Sideways goes Hung Money.
Only led 4 laps this season. Entering today, has now been out in front twice for a total of 21 laps. And continues to hold a lead of 1.6 seconds.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Chris Buescher win today, guys. I remember a couple years ago, he got one stole from him here. I was a witness.
It's been 49 races since he's been to victory lane in the Cup Series.
And he's just done a great job all day of keeping himself in position, not making any mistakes. And now that he's got clean air, now he's got control of this race, which means you got control when you come to pit road. You've got control of the restarts and all the things that go with it.
All the things and stuff that go with it.
Told yet. I still think that Reddick has the fastest car. I think that when you go back and you see Reddick and Buescher battling at the end, who knows that we might wind up in the same position where Reddick's trying to get around Buescher or Brad to win this race. And so we got a lot of players up front that have been in position to win races here at Darlington.
I don't know anybody who doesn't have a history here, but yeah, that's one of the bigger rivalries.
Well, and hey, let's face it, you know, from DW to every driver to Kevin telling us today, you race this racetrack until it's time. And you get down to them closing laps. We've seen it with Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven. We've seen it a lot of times. Push comes to shove. You can do some shoving at this racetrack and make a difference.
Well, especially if you have a restart at the end of this race. So, you know, if we get a late race restart, how many times have we been here for that and just seen a melee as you go through turns 1 and 2? But it can mix it up quick.
Now look at this battle for 9th that has closed right up on the race for 7th and 8th. Cindric and Hocevar have really been going at it here for 9th place, Regan.
Well, Mike, just to give an update on both of those cars, we'll start off with Carson Hocevar, who just made the move for 9th place. Of course, started in the rear earlier today. He's had a pretty solid day, been loose all day on 2 stops ago. They made a massive swing at it and were able to make that car significantly better. He's just a little bit free.
They photoshopped that Richard Petty hat on the fucking Hosen, dude. What the fuck, dude?
He said this is the best that we've been in
What
quite
the
some time.
fuck?
I like what he told his crew chief earlier today too. He said, I'm going to give you 1-word answers, so only give me 1-word questions. It's way too tough out here today. We're working way too hard.
All right, he is up to 9th place, and if those colors look familiar, well, they should. It's no longer an official throwback weekend, but look at that blue and yellow Wrangler number 2. Yes, that's a Pontiac Grand Prix. There's one like it out in the parking lot that Hocevar's been driving, but his sponsor Chili's chose this paint scheme to throw back to here at Darlington.
Yeah, it might not be an official throwback scheme and kind of putting on the event, but if you show up with a throwback,
Here goes BK to the inside of Briscoe.
We got Brad looking to the inside of Briscoe, and the pressure's on because Reddick is flying behind them.
Whoa! Near contact between Briscoe and Keselowski. Oh, it's ain't gonna work, boys! Contact! Still contact!
Left side of that car, Briscoe.
Here comes Reddick!
They want to keep this track position and try to stay in control of this race.
What a battle!
Fighting for 3rd here.
Brad has to get around him. I think he's
Brad Slider on Briscoe.
It's a big pass for
Brad up to 3rd.
Yeah, and that immediately puts Chase Briscoe in position and under fire from Tyler Reddick, so he's there. And I think that's the big worry that all these guys
Reddick up to
have is
4th.
this 45 car right here. He doesn't have an air conditioner. His battery might be running low. Whatever it is, he's got the fastest car, and they want to do everything they can to keep him behind him.
No battery, no cool suit.
All right, let me
Yeah,
mute
he's
the
in a hurry to get
volume.
this thing over with.
Going under commercial. 65 laps to go. Hoston's looking at Byron. That's for 7th, dude. Hoston is digging here late. And Blaney's digging too. Blaney's going to get by Byron here. Keselowski and Reddick both got by Gibbs. That puts them up to 2nd and 3rd. Now they got to track down Buescher. And that's going to be tough because he's got a really fast car. Give me at least one more pit stop under green here. As Hoson's closing in on Osama, Blaney closing in on Hoson. And Glizzy's closing back in on Hung Money. All right, let's unmute it. We're back in commercial.
61 laps to go. We've had some interesting pit stops. We've had some miscues on pit road. And these crews are going to have at least one more chance at it. And Larry could well decide this race.
Yes, it could. Hard to believe. 293 laps, 400 miles. It may come down to 2 things, Mike. When you decide to make that,
Keselowski is closing
and when you make it, be a
on Buescher.
free, fast and efficient. Here's the scenario. We went back racing with 91 laps to go. That's basically a one-stop situation right there. If you split it, you're looking at lap 247, which is about 14 laps.
Blaney looking to the inside of Hosen. Hosen trying to get by Osama here. That's going to be a tough pass to make. Blaney to the inside of Hosen.
Thanks, Larry. Now, Hocevar had a move on Suarez. It did not pay off, and now he's surrendered a spot to Blaney.
Oh, Blaney with the slider.
Both of those cars are absolutely flying, though.
The Hurricane on his way to the front.
Well, Hocevar had worked his way all the way up to the 7's bumper, but now you're starting to see him fade a little bit.
Now, speaking of flying, Tyler Reddick sent it into turn number 3 against Ty Gibbs, and that's going to be our big move today, sponsored by Pods. Watch the 45 here.
Wow.
That is a slide job at its finest. Slide up the race, don't hit the wall. Woo-hoo.
Well, he's really good at that. He and Kyle Larson do that the best, and they're able to modulate that speed. And it looked really bad right there because Ty Gibbs is slowing down so much for the top line. He just drove that thing in a straight line all the way up the racetrack and kept it out of the fence as he made the pass. Jamie?
Yeah, that driver that he got around was Ty Gibbs. Ty, one of those drivers that stayed out last round of stops. Hanging tough, though, getting past, but still remains in the top 5, as you see. His teammate
Briscoe battling with Gibbs for 4th.
This team, though, they are firing on all cylinders. His crew chief told me, we have done everything right the last 3 weeks. We're continuing to do that. They finished top 5. You see that slide right there on the bottom of your screen. But they've been in the top 5 and in the hunt. And
It's been a great race, guys. I've really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, and this strategy's actually worked out pretty good for Ty Gibbs to be able to gain a couple spots. Chris Buescher.
Blaney by Osama.
Daniel Suarez has managed it, and I think right now those guys got themselves good enough track position and got spread out that they didn't get swallowed up by the rest of the field like Austin Dillon did.
And now Blaney's come alive. He went past Hocevar and now has passed Suarez to move up to 6th.
Keselowski reeling in Buescher. Reeling him in.
During pre-race, Brian Blaney talked about having to run through the field like this.
I hope to not pass as many as I did at Phoenix today.
Yeah, I have to.
But if it's the same end result, then I'll take it.
Well, he's passed 15 cars since the restart. He restarted 21st. He's 6th.
And I asked him on that pre-race, you're the best passer in the business in the Cup Series of NASCAR. How do you do it? And he does it every week, Kevin.
Well, and the other thing he did today really well was
here comes Keselowski all over Buescher now.
He was calm, cool, and collected because it only happened once here today. It happened twice at Phoenix, and he kind of got wound up, but he's done a great job of handling it today.
All right, here's the reverse of the situation at the end of stage 2. Yeah, when Buescher held station and didn't pass his boss. Now it's reversed.
Exactly right, and just like the end of that stage, now we have starting to see people hit pit.
Here's the pit stops. Hung money, first one down.
Chassis adjustment there for Kyle Larson.
Well, it's going to put pressure on these leaders, but the biggest thing that they need to do right here is not pit when the car that's pitted in front of them pits because of the problems that it has caused both of these guys all day. Need a clean pit stall, but all these guys starting to pit now is going to put a lot of pressure on these leaders.
Here comes Blaney and Briscoe.
Put pressure on him as Brad looks at the inside.
Brad to the inside of Buescher.
Probably won't happen.
And Brad's going to get it. Brad back to the lead.
Yeah, you can't be far behind him. This is what
It's going to be Keselowski versus Reddick for this win, guys. I think Blaney might have something. Oh! Oh, Reddick just wrecked Buescher!
Tyler Reddick, he was coming to the pit road, and Tyler Reddick got into the
no!
Turned him around. Buescher's in big trouble. He hit the wall.
What
hard.
the hell? That's twice Reddick's wrecked Buescher at Darlington.
Green flag stops continue. Byron, Blaney, Elliott. And Chris Buescher, who looked like he might have been on his way to victory here, now has got to recover.
And that's how fast it can change, Mike. Just a simple, I don't know if his hand was out the window or what happened, what the communication was between the spotters, but 45 had no idea that that 17 was coming to pit.
Keselowski and Busher down pit road. Busher, what the hell, man?
No caution flag, and Busher finally makes it to pit road.
That was violent.
Keselowski in the pit lane, along with Busher. Regan.
Like that 6 car was contemplating coming to pit road on the lap when Chris Busher almost got spun out there and ended up tagging the wall. As for his car, keep in mind on this next run, he's been very loose when we've had green flag pit stops after the cycle, so we'll have to see what it does here for the remaining laps.
See on your track map, the 19 and the 6.
Oh, it's gonna get close. Briscoe and Kez. I think Kez is gonna hang on. Great pit stop by the 6. Great stop, boys.
Everything was perfect right there for Keselowski. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Denny Hamlin is in, so is Connor.
And Reddick still isn't pitting, bro. This is weird. I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to get back through there.
Josh Berry in. Reddick, Hocevar, Suarez, McDowell, Gilliland have not made this stop.
Larry, why would you stay out if you're Reddick? I mean, he was
right
there with those guys.
Yeah, the only thing I can figure Billy Scott's doing, and he's trying to split it right down the middle of the lap 247, which is 3 laps from now.
Kind of sounds like what William Byron did last year.
He's holding on. You see Brad going to easily go by him. That's the difference in them new tires versus.
I think you got to pit, man.
Time if you can. This time if you can.
Remember, it worked earlier had they not had the bad stop back in stage 1. They ran long.
And here comes Reddick.
It's Reddick versus Keselowski, I think, for the
It's
win.
worked out really good right here for Brad. While these tires were new, he's got nice, clean racetrack. He had to get just a little bit, give up just a little bit of time off of turn 2 to not run over Reddick on those old tires. But he's got some really clean racetrack to be able to run some laps just as fast as he can go, because that's what you want to do. You want to take advantage of those new tires to get the laps to be as fast as possible early on in the run.
And I want to brag on Brad. He took that car, he was mired back in traffic, and absolutely drove straight through the field, charged to the front on that restart, and there he is. See him easily take the lead back. But that job he did on that last restart to start the 3rd stage was impressive and put him in a situation where he can get back to winning this race.
So Carson Hocevar pits. That leaves just McDowell and Gilliland on the racetrack, and McDowell is in the pit lane now. So we'll cycle.
That's gonna put Reddick way back. Reddick's got some work to do.
Got roughed up there. Instead of contending for the lead, Busher's back in 8th place.
Yeah, and you see right up top right here, you see the 6 and the 45. Right now, Brad's got himself a straightaway lead on the fastest car in the field.
Reddick's just moved up to 6th.
Let's go back and see what happened with the 17 and 45.
But I'm not sure how
See
far back
Busher
he is.
at the bottom of your screen slowing down the pit, and Reddick didn't know.
What a save by Busher, though.
And knocked him in the wall. That's a lot of damage to the outside of Busher's car.
And the other thing I'm worried about, that 45 car hit him hard. Did it separate the nose from the splitter? Did it? I don't see any noticeable damage on the hood right there. That's a little better shot. It doesn't look like it buckled anything up around the louvers. My only worry would be whether the nose separated from the splitter. Let's hear what Chris Busher had to say.
What's the 6th fastest I learned to hit pit road? Yeah, it's a Ford, yeah. Just the way the 45 entered into the corner, like if it had been the opposite, it would have been fine. I mean, it was close. It was worth the gamble. It is what it is. We're trying to win a race.
Yeah, I don't know about gambling.
Reddick, he's going by Blaney now.
You're already in position.
That's
to
the
win the race,
4th.
so I don't know. Tough call there.
He's got Gibbs and Briscoe in front of him, and then he's on his mission to go get Keselowski. Best 2 cars all day. I think it's going to be mano-y-mano. Sucks for Busher, man.
I can't imagine that car's driving better than it did before. He slapped the wall really hard.
And Reddick by Gibbs. Reddick up the third. Reddick is running 0.3 of a second faster than Keselowski right now.
You know, he got up into the fence, had to run an extra lap all the way around, and the time that he was sideways, getting back up to speed. And you know, that's why all that time piled up on him right there. But I'm with you, Clint. Like, there's no way that slapping the right rear and then the right front is going to make that car handle better.
Oh, you think, dumbass? Oh, the car won't run better because you hit the wall. Well, you fucking think? God damn. Tell me something again, Mr. Stuff and Things. Tell me some more insightful freaking knowledge for my smooth brain to handle. God damn. Telling us his car won't run better because he hit the wall. Well, no shit.
Last lap was 2/100ths quicker than leader Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, but
Tyler Reddick, the fastest car on track.
Don't look too far behind because those fresher tires of Tyler Reddick right now are about 6-7 tenths of a second faster, and he's making up time in a hurry.
You can't make this up, Baron. You can't make it up. They outdo themselves with how dumb they are. Yeah, dude, he's so shit, bro. So shit.
Long way to go and 41 laps to get there.
I mean, when you think they've said the dumbest thing they could possibly say, they say an even dumber thing. I mean, it is pathetic, man.
Well, the one thing I'm watching out for here, guys, is what happens to that 6 car at the end of this run. We know it's going to be a fairly long run if we go all the way to the end under green, but the last run, Brad got really loose at the end of the run, and Buescher was able to get by him.
1 lap ago, Reddick got into the wall, and he has pulled out all the stops.
Dude, Reddick's running 7/10 of a second faster now.
Brad, and he's knocked that deficit in half.
Damn, Reddick's gonna win, dude.
Well, we saw a Hardy
Reddick's flying.
Going for the pole and just absolutely smoked him in qualifying. And I think right now
I picked him to win.
Behind, so he's willing to take more risks.
4/10 faster than Brad that lap. He's gonna get there.
That he needs. So,
well, he has a tire advantage. There's no question. Now that we're on the other side of the pit stop, you have a little bit of advantage here, but it's still 39 laps to go. Got to do some tire managing still.
And how much does that? Right now, it's that lap.
Gotta hope this race stays green to the end, dude. This could be a wild finish if it does.
How much does that even out at the end of the run? But right now, he just gained another 6/10 of a second on Brad.
So Briscoe is 1.5 back, 1.5 seconds. Reddick 2.8 seconds back. Ty Gibbs 6.0. Ryan Blaney 6.5.
0.8 of a second faster than Keselowski. Wow. Briscoe's even 0.3 faster than Keselowski. Keselowski, what happened?
That is your top 10.
Blaney has done a fabulous job of getting himself back established with the front runners of this race. He's been all over the place today.
Hey, so is Eric Jones. Jones is running 10th right now. He had that spin earlier.
It's the same thing, and ultimately this is just a day where you can't go to the back. You can't go to the back one time and make it all the way back to the front when you have a decent car. Tyler Reddick has a spectacular car and was able to get himself.
Reddick 0.3 of a second faster than Keselowski that lap.
He does week in and week out, does a
wow.
nice job, and what a difference in 2 stories between
Briscoe 0.3 slower than Kez.
Joey Logano. Who would have thought the
it's Kez versus Reddick.
3 laps down. There is Ryan Blaney's day in a graph. He has
Here goes Reddick to the inside of Briscoe. P2 for Reddick.
See Reddick passing Briscoe.
All right. What does Keselowski have to hang on to this win? 35 laps to go. He's gonna have to find some lap time here.
Talking about what happened between he and Chris Buescher as Buescher was trying to enter the pit.
Just FYI, the 17 knows that was on them for a late call. Yeah, ship on it. I mean, it's the Cup Series, but nobody waves up here. I mean, I would do the same thing. So.
All right, that spotter Nick Payne up on the roof.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I just don't know that the chance is worth taking right there from the 17 car standpoint. I mean, there's still
1.5 second gap.
Chance to win this.
Keselowski got to find some speed here, boys. He's gonna lose this race.
Happens here at the end of this race. So tough break for Chris Buescher and that 17 group. And you know, you hear him talking about nobody wanting to wave their hand up here to let you know when they're pitting, and that's because
1.9 or 1.19.
I like it.
1.2.
Coming up next, around the turn on FS1. Well, there are no turns at the Arizona Nationals. It's drag racing, NHRA style. That's next on FS1. Next Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox, IndyCar racing outside Birmingham, Alabama, Barber Motorsports Park. And then next Sunday on FS1, NASCAR is at Martinsville, 3:30 Eastern Time.
Wow. Reddick is extremely fast, dude. He's got under a second now with 33 to go. He's going to get him.
Yeah, and I think both of these cars we thought were decent yesterday. I don't think any of us thought that they could keep up with the 45 of Tyler Reddick, who still has the fastest car and was the fastest car yesterday.
Look at that lap time right there, Kevin. You're so spot on.
Dude, he's flying. Yeah, you could see it. Keselowski better go, man. He better get away.
Is going to get a lot bigger in the mirror.
Larry?
Hey, guys, you remember Tyler Reddick early in the race? Hey, was smooth with the throttle, picking it up gradually. That's out the window, buddy. He's getting all he can.
Well, we've seen him in the wall. But Brad's going to make it hard on him.
This will be 30.
Buescher never did quite get the job done, but he was a teammate.
Yeah,
that pass is a little bit easier, but here's the opportunities. The lapper's coming.
He might try to make it hard on him, but when you're that much faster, there's not a lot of defense left, Clint.
Fast car and a little bit better tires as well.
Somewhat ironic that Brad Keselowski gave Tyler Reddick his start in NASCAR's National Series. Reddick ran trucks for Brad's team.
Good point. I'm going to go back to
It's over, dude. Keselowski's a sitting duck.
Billy Scott decided to stay out, and this is why right here.
Well, again, they did it earlier, and had it not been for that bad stop, it would have worked out just fine for them. Well, while we're at it right now, let's just talk about the trends of the race. Now, they've been a little fickle this year, but I don't make these numbers
29 to
up in
go.
the real world. But in the 8 races with the Gen 7 car at Darlington, which has been basically the last 4+ years, the average of the last caution comes at 27 to go, which is about 2 laps from now. We have had 2 overtimes, the spring of 23 and the spring of 25. That would completely change the complexity of this race.
And here's the fight for the lead.
Oh, man. Keselowski going to have to do everything he can, bro. He's got to be the champion he is.
Very early as he started from the pole.
28 to go.
Keselowski's led the most laps. 105 so far.
This is the adjustment down here.
And oh, crossover! And bye-bye. Reddick's gone.
Unbelievable right there how fast that 40.
Wow.
That all started on the entry to the
Keselowski didn't stand a chance.
Got through the first part of the corner really well and was able to cut that car down. Brad was on the opposite trajectory. He was low entry, having to go up the racetrack in the middle of the track, and it just way better race car drove.
Reddick just breezed. Dude, Reddick is having the season of a lifetime, dude. He's looking for his 4th win in the first 6 races, dude. That's nutty.
He crossed him. He was already back on the gas and drove off. That's a textbook pass. And Reddick's been doing that all weekend long, entering a little higher.
That crossover was clean, too. Timed it perfectly.
Just paid dividends and put him in the lead.
40 laps into this race, Tyler Reddick was wondering if he had a car that would get him to the finish line. Alternator not charging. So all that equipment, especially your cool suit that you cannot run. And yet,
whoa, contact with cold custard.
So we think it's going to make it.
26 to go. The battery in the car looked like a small lithium-ion style battery. Ran down. They put a bigger one in it.
We got Osama, Hung Money, and Hosen all together. There might be a caution.
For 10th place.
There might be a caution.
Underneath Kyle Larson.
The Hurricane
and looking for more on Suarez.
Started dead last today. That Hurricane, Hocevar, has done a great job today. Getting up through the field, staying patient. Right side of that thing's not all tore up.
Almost won the truck race Friday, was leading it with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, as you see, Carson looked to the inside of Suarez right here for 9th position. And you know, look, Carson has knocked 2 toe links out of this car in practice and qualifying. And I think the thing that people don't give Carson enough credit for, he does learn. And he makes a lot of people mad and does a lot of things that the drivers don't like. But he's exciting to watch.
Yes.
But he's also really fast. He's going to knock some toe links off. But here we are with 24 laps to go, and his car is still rolling. So he's done a great job today.
And it's moving forward. Jamie.
Well, how about Ryan Blaney and the run that he's on, you guys? He got around Gibbs. Now
Mike Biden Joy lead the poll at 40%. That's crazy.
He's gotten the finishes you come to expect. Just one top 5 finish in 18 races here. On top of that, yesterday when they unloaded, they were not happy with
I actually think I'll close
They
it.
felt like they were really
I'm kind of
off.
curious to see what
They
the poll
threw a
looks
bunch
like.
at this race car yesterday and this morning. Then you add on to that the poor pit stops twice today. Not a lot of confidence when it
40 and
comes down
40.
that road, but
Mr. Stuffing Things and Mike Biden Joy.
on the racetrack for Ryan Blaney.
Emo Boyer got 20%.
It's been a strange day for Team Penske. Blaney doing Blaney things, passing cars. He's 4th. Austin Cindric has had a rather quiet day, but he's been in the top 10 most all day. Cindric is 7th, and Joey Logano has had a day he'd like to forget. 3 laps down and 33rd.
Well, Austin Cindric has done a nice job, and there's been points in the day where it looked like that car could run in the top 5, but Joey Logano's day has been awful. And
22 to go, Reddick.
How bad that they
Gone in a way,
the
man.
setup on this car. Definitely not something that you expect to see out of this 22 team, and in a performance like they've had today. So this will definitely be a topic of conversation as you show up on Monday, and I promise you that man right there will be there early.
And he's not even the first car 3 laps down. He's the middle of 3. Below him, Bubba Wallace had trouble. He's down 5. Cody Ware down 7. Timmy Hill out of the race. 21 to go, Larry.
Well, they've asked Tyler Reddick not once, not twice, but 3 times. How about a voltage update, buddy? You know what he has said? Absolutely nothing.
It ain't over, dude. Keselowski's kept this within a second here.
Keep on going, Larry.
Does that make you nervous, Larry, or do you like that?
I'm not nervous with almost a second lead right now. Let it get. Eat it.
8th for Hocevar. He just keeps coming.
He's coming.
Passing William Byron.
He just keeps coming. Fucking Mike Biden Joy. What a clown. What a fucking clown that guy is.
Wow, I'm glad you pointed that out, Mike. I've been so focused on Tyler Reddick and Brad Keselowski, but Carson Hocevar being the lead Chevrolet is not what I was expecting you to say. And you know, you look for Kyle Larson and William Byron, they're 9th and 11th, but let's not forget Carson Hocevar's teammate Daniel Suarez. He's running 10th. So what a great day for Spire Motorsports from those 2 cars.
Hey, Zilly and SVG 17th and 20th respectively.
Hocevar had to start the race from the rear.
Chassis Stain 15th. So Trackhouse going to get 3 top 20s out of this somehow.
37th to 8th with 18 to go.
I know we touched on this earlier in the race about this 7 car, but Clint, you've been a part of changing teams and changing organizations and all the questions that come with that, and how is that going to go? This one's been pretty consistent to start these first several weeks of the season with Suarez and his team.
Well, especially, you know, I don't know what happened there, transpired, doesn't matter. End of the day, he's not at Trackhouse anymore, he's at Spire, and when you lose a ride like that and you move on, you just never know, and you worry about it, you worry yourself sick about it in the off season. You try to do everything you think on paper it looks pretty good. Everybody thinks that way.
I'm waiting for the Dente commercial. Ride the Dente, ride the Dente, and then drive your Chevrolet across the USA. And then the Ozempic Auto Parts.
Got into it last week. That ain't easy to watch a teammate walk away.
Look at Hosen moving up for 7th.
And Hocevar gets another spot. He passes Cindric for 7th. Well, in case you missed it, we've only had 4 caution flags today. 2 of them were for the stage ends. Tyler Reddick, trouble starting earlier, a jack issue, and then the charging issue. The alternator was turning but not charging the battery. They had to replace the battery. So Brad Keselowski won stages 1 and 2, which included a caution when Denny Hamlin got into the back of Eric Jones. Bubba Wallace also involved. That was at the midpoint of stage 2. Big close call here. Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher was trying to slow down to pit, but neither knew the other's plan, and Buescher got up and bounced off the wall.
Glizzy just went by Chassis Stain.
We had a spin up in turn number 4, Riley Herbst. That's the only other caution today.
Buescher going by Gibbs.
We were questioning the damage on Chris Buescher's car, and I think that it's obviously still.
Here comes Hosen.
Going to allow Hocevar, that little loose right there. Thought that was going to allow Hocevar to get on the outside of him, but at a bare minimum, he got right to his back bumper.
He's going to take
Whoa!
his car.
Hosen with a big move to the bottom, 3 wide.
And maybe put it in the top 5.
Oh, this could get tied up a 4. Oh, contact. Hosen's got to concede. He can't go side by side into 1 and 2.
Well, we've seen
Hosen!
work out with
Woo! Ripping the wall, son. Getting dirty, going fast, turning left.
Charge in front, gave a wave there to Buescher. Like thanks. Cindric tries to take advantage.
Hosen to the inside of Gibbs.
And they're under Gibbs.
And Hosen's into the top 5.
In the top 5. How about that?
What a drive.
Great drive.
Incredible.
And done most of that work this run.
Yes.
That tells you how fast that car has been on this particular run.
Blaney got around Briscoe. It happened pretty fast. We were watching that battle with Hocevar.
Hocevar was the latest of everybody to come to pit road on the green. Got the freshest tires.
Well, the 2 cars ahead of him now are about 3 seconds out. But as Larry pointed out, his tires are 7 laps fresher than theirs. Maybe he can run them down in these last 11 laps.
Well,
It's been fun to watch.
He might run a couple of them down, but Reddick is 1 lap shorter than.
Blaney's flying, guys. You see right there, about 2 tenths faster.
He's matching. Yeah, Blaney's matching Reddick's lap times.
The leader Reddick's time. We may have enough time with 10 to go.
But
you see the 12 car passes 6 for second.
Hocevar that last lap was a ½ second faster than any of them.
Tires matters, what you're telling me.
Yes. Turning it up with 10 to
This has
go.
been a freaking awesome race, guys. I have 0 complaints about this one. I only noticed like 3 or 4 stupid shit that the booth said. And if that's all I noticed, and I know they say stupid shit all the time, that means it was a good race. That means I was locked in on the race and not the freaking retarded stuff they have to say.
Dale's car in that color scheme was, he ran the first part of the season as the number 2 Pontiac, and then the number 3 for Richard Childress, said Gene's machine on the back when it was Earnhardt's paint scheme. Mark for, of course, Margarita.
He's earned a margarita today.
Rocks, no salt.
Well, this would be a huge feather in the cap for Tyler Reddick right here to be able to overcome the adversity of everything that they've been through today. Come to pit road and purposely put another battery into that car, having to gut it out with no cool suit, pumping his own water out and being able to keep himself in the car all day physically. So this is going to be a one-tired driver, but they have had the best car all weekend.
And not just leg it out and get a finish.
7 laps to go for Reddick.
After everything he's been through. Kyle Larson just made a pit stop late, pitted from 11th. And Larson will fall off the lead.
I don't understand that pit stop by Hung Money.
How about these last couple of races with drivers racing from the back to the front to win? Blaney a couple weeks ago, Denny Hamlin last week, Tyler Reddick today.
Well, think about it. You know, we've had some different rules. We've had some different things happen. We've had here we've got a different right side tire. We've got more horsepower. And at Phoenix, we had more horsepower. And so when you have those scenarios of things that change that everybody hasn't had figured out yet, it allows for...
And Hosen for fourth.
Go by Chase Briscoe.
Fourth place.
Hosen put on a show, man.
Last segment with a 23-year-old from Michigan.
And right now, he's hoping for a caution.
Sure.
He wants to have a chance. We know how much Carson Hocevar will push on these restarts to take chances and do what he needs to do to try to win the race. So he's hoping for a caution inside of these last 5 laps.
Single-handedly, Hocevar has put Chevrolet in the top half dozen here.
See the 5 having trouble again. He was on pit road, but way off the pace. I think maybe engine trouble or something's definitely
Larson
wrong with a 5.
Now 2 laps down, and yeah, he's just going to try to tough it out here.
Yeah, it looks to me like something's broken in the back of that car.
Yeah, he hit the wall too many times. It's tongue money.
Yeah, definitely bent toe links all over the place.
Typical hung money.
Motorsports, their best car is Williams.
Look at Zilly in 17th. Van Glee's like in 14th. How did Trackhouse recover, man? They were dog shit all day.
And Kyle Larson.
Yeah, that Kyle Larson car is out of control on the apron of the racetrack. Got to keep our eye on that car as it just tries to limp around and finish the race.
Dude, fucking hung money, dude. What a joke.
Tyler Reddick, when he comes to 3 to go, has a 4-second lead on Brad Keselowski. 10 on Ryan Blaney, the 2 Fords right behind him. And it is a toe link on Kyle Larson, we're told. They confirm. And NASCAR says he's below minimum speed. He's got to pick up the pace or else.
Yeah, buddy, let's fucking go, says Dallas. I called it on Tuesday, man. I said he was going to win this race.
Better not pick the pace up too much on that 5 car.
He's kicking ass.
That way, you see right there.
Whoa!
The 18 car got up into the 35 car. Both of those cars.
Herb's going to bring out a caution. The Toyotas are going to fuck Reddick out of this.
But they've been in the wall. Yes. All right, if we stay green next time by, the white flag will wave.
Syndic's going to get a top 5.
And it'll be 1 lap to go.
There it is. It's official, boys. Reddick. Can he get it down?
We've taken the white flag, so Tyler Reddick just wants to make it around the racetrack, and he's going to win the race. So
That little Reddick's going to get 4 of 6 to start the season, man.
Goes back. Huge lead. What a drive.
Who was it early in the day said, good thing this isn't a 500-mile race? I'd say everybody right about now.
That's a dominant day.
Tyler
on the pole.
Reddick.
Glizzy 14th and 17th for Zilly. Reddick did it. There you go, Dallas. Hey, Baron. Good seeing you again, man. We'll see you on the next one. I'll try to do more watch parties next weekend. I'll try to be in town all next weekend. Kick their asses, says Dallas. Dude, he did kick their asses today. I picked him on Tuesday. I knew he was going to win this race. He's on a generational run right now, dude. Reddick is on a generational run.
Points lead they have. Keselowski. Fantastic job for Brad Keselowski and company. Everybody.
Hosen got 4th. Syndic 5th.
Cindric a top 5.
Jones 10th.
To win 4.
And Osama in 7th. Unbelievable.
Dale Earnhardt did it in 87. Bill Elliott in 1992.
Well, he's also got a 95-point lead, so great benefit of winning all those races.
23-11 just tied their most wins in a single season.
Well, they didn't wait long.
Before March is over.
Maybe I'll join you on the podcast. Yeah, dude, Dallas, you should. You should.
It's just been unbelievable.
You're welcome to, man. It'd be nice.
Here at the racetrack again, so he's having so much fun. He just keeps coming back. Jamie?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess MJ just needs to show up to the racetrack and his driver overcomes everything. I don't even know where to begin. All the issues for him that he overcame, MJ. What was that like watching from your perspective?
I'm pretty sure it's frustrating for him because he had an unbelievable car. And, you never know what's going to happen, especially at Darlington. And I think that, the key to him winning was, just keeping his head. I think Billy did a good job of trying to keep him calm. We knew we had a fast car. We knew on a 30-lap run we were real good. On a short lap run we were real good. So we just had to get the car right. And, he kept his composure, and I think he did an unbelievable job.
I know you're so competitive. How fun is that when you know he's down and out and watching him come to the field?
Well, I just wanted everything to be, good, because once he gets back out there, then I feel like his competitive juices are going to carry him all the way to the end. And, those are the longest 18 to 20 laps that I can even imagine. I just didn't want to see a caution, and a caution would have changed everything. But he did the job. He earned it all week, and I'm real proud of the team.
Congratulations.
MJ is such a badass, dude.
So let me correct, there is no tie. This is the most wins in any season 23-11 has had, and the march is not even over. And he parks it on the start-finish line to the roar of the crowd.
There's Reddick. He's getting that dad bod, dude.
I love it. The whole family's there to help him celebrate.
That's why you do it. That's for sure.
Here's Regan.
Tyler Reddick with family in tow. He's going to run up here to grab the checkered flag in front of Darlington Raceway.
What a race, man. Reddick put on a show, dude.
An absolutely incredible performance. Tyler, the stat sheet's going to say you started first and finished first today, but there was a whole lot more than that in the middle of this race. When you're on pit road changing a battery about 50 laps in, did you think it was going to be possible?
I know never to give up. And I think it's very fitting that when we finally get our first win here at Darlington, that the Lady in Black would test us like that. We've been so close so many times, and I mean, lap one, we had the charging problem where the battery wasn't charging at all. So all day long, just not running fans, sweating my tail off inside the race car, and we knew it was gonna be physical. So yeah, I don't know, really wore out, but I guess I don't need as much of that cooling stuff as I normally have.
I'd be careful saying that too loud. Billy Scott might not like it. You have it next week. You've been runner-up 3 times here at Darlington. I know how much you wanted this one. You just mentioned a second ago how much it means to you. But Darlington, this is the place that's too tough to tame, and you finally done it.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I made my first lap here in O'Reilly Auto Parts car, there's just something about this racetrack that's so special, just so challenging, and it's been really fun for my evolution as a driver over the years. My time in an O'Reilly Auto Parts car and my time in
Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott are the only other 2 drivers that win 4 of the first 6.
So
That's crazy.
I'm really proud of everybody, and it's cool to get Boss Man his 4th win on the year.
Tyler Reddick wins his 4th of the season. Well, Brad Keselowski comes home in the runner-up position, led 106 laps, a big-time points day for you as well, 55 points, but I heard you guys say it on the radio, felt like you might have had the best car on the day. How do you process this?
Yeah, no, we didn't have the best car today, not compared to Tyler. Tyler drove a hell of a race, and he's driving a rocket, and he's making it count right now. So I think we got the most out of the day. We were going to get honest, but you know, we scored a lot of stage points, 2nd place, 1st place loser, but that's okay. We're doing the things we need to do and making the most of the days we have, and it's really cool to have the great Buffa cars running up front. I put a nice right-side stripe on the car. I think that would make Greg proud. if you know Greg, you understand that one. But a good day for us on plumbing Ford Mustang.
Best finish of the season so far for Brad.
Great
Keselowski,
run
Jamie.
by Keselowski
What a
too,
drive
man.
for Ryan Blaney. Talk about overcoming issues. 2 on pit road. It was like Phoenix all over again. You came up just 2 spots short, but you passed 48 cars again, Ryan. Take me through the emotions of your day.
One less than Phoenix. Yeah, I mean, a solid car all day. I thought we had good speed, especially long run speed. And yeah, just, stuff we got to work on pit road. So hopefully we'll get better at that, address the issues that we got, and go forward. But that's really all we can do. But I'm really proud of the 12 guys for bringing me a good car and getting it better all day and kind of adjusting to where we were in the pack. That's kind of a tough way to do it. But appreciate Menards, Delta, Ford Racing, Dent Wizard, Wabash, Body Armor, Advanced Auto Parts, Dex Imaging, everything for what everybody does on this program, the Worth Group. So yeah, good showing. A lot of fun today, sliding around, and I thought the package was really, really fun. You could kind of make it angry, and you were going to pay the price. So that's pretty good.
Excuse me, goodness
it was
gracious.
the first time in my Cup career that I've let guys go on a restart or on a green flag cycle, and I said to myself, I'm going to see you in about 20, and that happened multiple times. So I think we're making progress on that. So just we'll keep going. But like I said, proud of the fight by the 12 guys.
Well done. Ryan Blaney brings it home 3rd. Mike.
Are we gonna get the Hosen? Nope, no Hosen interview. Of course not.
For Tyler
All right,
as he loads his
we're gonna wrap this up, boys.
to victory lane.
That was a great race, man. I enjoyed that race thoroughly. Let's mute this so I can hear myself think. Yeah, whatever. It won't mute. Anyway, what a race, man. Darlington didn't disappoint at all, man. That was one of the best races I've seen at Darlington in a long time, man. That was a great Darlington race. Tyler Reddick obviously had the best car. I think Keselowski, Blaney, Hosen at the end. Busher had a great car. I think Bubba had a good winning race car as well, but he never really, maybe a top 5 car, but never really got to show it getting in that wreck after that bad pit stop. I thought it was good. We saw passing all day long. We saw tire wear mattered. We saw comers and goers. We saw different pit strategies with every stage. I thought it was going to maybe see a 2-stop strategy, but it was always a 1-stop. But it depended on where you pitted in the stage. You could have pit halfway, split it in half, a lot like what Keselowski did or what Reddick did early in the race. Or you could, mostly what Reddick did during the race, split it in half. Or you could pit early like what Keselowski did during the race. So that's what made it interesting. I like the low downforce, the smaller spoiler, the more horsepower under the car, the narrowed up and less aero dependent with the rear diffuser. I thought it worked out good, man. I thought this was a fantastic race. Darlington doesn't disappoint. It just doesn't disappoint. It put on another great show and proves why it is the best track on the NASCAR calendar, without a shadow of a doubt. If you want to go to any NASCAR race besides Talladega and you want to go sit in the bleachers somewhere, go get a ticket to Darlington. It is a fantastic race every time. I enjoyed the hell out of that. If you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification. We do this crazy, wacky, fun watch party stuff every weekend. So come join us. Come join us on Tuesday for the podcast. If you guys want to follow us on all of our social media, stay up to date. All those are on the top of the screen, as well as have links in the description below. If you want to join the best motorsports community on the internet, join our Discord. That link is also in the description below. All of the drama, rumor, news, memes, everything motorsports related, all right here in our Discord. Come post your own stuff. We love when you guys do that. We interact with you guys in there every single day. Also, if you guys want to support the boys, we have a merch store. That link is in the description below. Go buy you some Dega Boy merch, man. It's high quality merch for the low, low price, man. It's unbelievable. We should be it's like we're giving it away at this point. It's great quality merch, man. It makes you a badass. If you want to win 4 out of 6 cup races to start a season like Tyler Reddick, and go buy you some damn Dega Boys merch, man. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. All those proceeds help us make this content for you guys every single week. Thanks so much again for tuning in. We had Baron in the chat, Dallas, Christian. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back for the next one, man. We'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Look out for some shorts coming up in the next couple hours. I'll have those posted. But with that being said, have a great rest of your weekend. Don't get into too much trouble, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.